All right, we are live here on Gangsta Talk. This is a broadcast of the Ebony Star Network, sponsored by the E Nation. We're going to be talking about solutions tonight. We're going to put the money where the mouth is. A lot of brothers are always saying that I'm very negative about what's going on with black people and that I never talk about anything positive. And I always keep saying, what are the solutions? All right, we're going to get into some solutions tonight. We're going to see if all you guys that keep running your mouth about solutions have the guts to carry out a solution. We're going to find all that out. It's going to happen. It's going down tonight. Gangster Talk, up right now. Drop it.
Yeah, son. There's mad kids out there getting cream for the 9 bro. Yeah, and I've been doing this for a long time. Shoot the game going for fine.
Alright.
And this is the year when mad caps get peeled. So I'ma spark this line, kick the reel.
Bang them out.
With all this chaos in the realms of the street, your local street dog got to make ends meet. The average Joe's far too slow for the ghetto pro. You better know, when I hit the streets, I like to glow, I like to glisten. And at the same time, stay low, listen, motherfuck the fame. I'm pursuing the dope. My stilo is symbolic to a kilo. Cash is popping, coke is cooking, beans is copping. Ain't that some shit? A player that's used to living rich is now a sticky kid, caught up in a ditch. In 94, Giuliani kicked down the door. In 95, niggas flipped to stay alive. Peeling caps while I laugh. In the stats, the 4.5. Remy in the glass, spark the boom, then I blast. They wanna confine me, sneak up from behind me. Bust a cap in my back and put me where they can't find me. They hate to see a young player pay. I don't wanna see that, son. They rather see it spray. But I'm like Diddy, a Terminator, squeeze the lead off. Using verbs and nouns like rounds to blow your head off. Hitting up spots, heating up blocks. Investing in stocks like Colombian blow crops. I'm out to get cream and ain't no doubt in my mind. Fuck this broke shit, I'm hit, I get down for mine. I get down for mine, you be getting down for this. If you get it money, put your hands in the air. I get down for mine, you be getting down for this. On the regular, shit, man, no fear. I get down for mine, you be getting down for this. If you get it money, put your hands in the air. I get down for mine, you be getting down for this. On the regular, shit, man. I hear you wanna be a player. I ain't someplace you bet. Let's play a game of real nigga roulette. With this a DOA as I spray the melee. Contact and punctuation is compared to AKs. You in a daze. Overdose for pure funk. I'm fucking off like Tommy Gibb. My karma's a booty smoke. Decapitated rappers in my trunk. I'm sick, pumping skunk, bouncing with my click, popping mega jump. I'm getting back while these clowns be zigzagging. What's this talk about flipping keys? Come on, you're nickel bagging. I'm blasting off wings and making doubters believe it. You see, I was packing heaters when jokers was banging cheerleaders. Ain't nothing changed, it's still the same in the rap game. I'm known for banging rookies out the frame. Y'all done forgot who was the pimp from the start. Sipping vintage wine, eating a la carte. I'm phenomenal from the abdominal. Far from comical lyrics and stick in the brains like barnacles. Never sleep. I'm bringing the drama to the streets with techniques and rolling in fleets. Ain't nothing sweet about the streets, so I'm poetically ill. I'm pure like cook up and lyrics shine like fish scale. I got the banger at your throat and you ain't showing no signs. K-Dep, let them know I get down for mine. I get down for mine. You be getting down for this. If you get the money, put your hands in the air. I get down for mine. You be getting down for this. On the regular, shake it, make it, no fear. I get down for mine. You be getting down for this. If you get the money, put your hands in the air. I get down for mine. You be getting down for this. On the regular, shake it, make it, no fear. I get down for mine. 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 You be getting down for this. Regular, shake it with no fear.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to tonight's edition of Gangster Talk. I am the Black Knight, aka Maximum Black. aka the notorious Gangsta Simp. Shout out to the E Nation showing up as usual, showing up, showing out. Sean Burton and T, our main contributors and supporters of the E Nation, and the rest that are showing up tonight. We got a serious one for you tonight, folks. I got Dame on the ones and twos. My engineer backed me up tonight. We're gonna really get into it tonight. We're gonna ruffle some feathers because I'm sick and tired of so-called black people coming in here running their mouth about solutions. Well, tonight we're gonna find out if you really got the heart to carry out a solution. And if we figure out that you don't, the next time you come here talking about a solution, you got a wrench, and you're one of these people that don't have a heart to carry out a solution, we snatching your wrench and we booting you out of here. You're playing for keeps tonight because I'm sick and tired of cats approaching me about solutions, especially phonies. Okay? Phonies. Fugazi niggas. All right? So we getting ready to get into this show. Give me about a minute here before we get started. Y'all know the routine. Sound check. Let me get that sound check, y'all. Y'all know what to do.
Hear you loud and clear.
All right, chat. Hit the ones on that sound check. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Hit that like to start encouraging hitting that like so we can come out from under the shadow ban. We got people cherry picking our stuff and we shadow ban and they raping our content and using it on their own platforms. Me and Dame Frankie are listening to a few people, some of them very prominent, but big black forms just raping and cherry picking our stuff. But yet we're under a shadow ban. So to help us get out from under that shadow ban so our voice can get heard so we can grow, you need to hit that like button. That's one way you can beat it. Start hitting that like button, to get us through that algorithm so we can break through that shadow ban. We have a voice too. A lot of people want us to be quiet. See, because we're not like the other Negroes. We actually really care about our black people. And we talk about the things that really concern our black people. We talk about it from the ground level. We don't try to go over nobody's head. We talk about what affects us on the ground level. Boots on the ground. What you see as soon as you come outside your door on your way to work. Ground level. That's what we talk about because that's what affects us the most. Stuff that's on ground level, stuff you see every day, stuff you interact with every day on your way to work, on your way to the grocery store, going down the block to see a neighbor, things you see in your community every day that affect you, that affect your loved ones, that affect everyday quality of life in our communities. That's what we get down with. And a lot of people don't want us to talk about that. They want to shut us up. They want to keep us quiet. They want to hush us up. No, don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. Don't talk about Nagas who are sellouts, who are killing other black people. Don't talk about that. Talk about the coons like Larry Elder and ABL and Obsidian. Respect the ones who are selling black people out. That's the way to go. All right, so let me explain something to you. We had a fiasco on Ladies' Night, something that I really don't appreciate. Now, I'm gonna give my man a little bit of a break. EB, Emmanuel Briggs, I'm gonna give him a little bit of a break. I ain't gonna ride him tonight because I'm gonna chalk it up to maybe he just had a temporary moment of weakness. Maybe he had some issues going on that we wasn't aware of. I don't know. So we're just gonna leave that in the bag. But the shit that went on Ladies' Night, I'm gonna tell you niggas right now, I'm very, very clear about this. I'm gonna say this one last time. I'm not saying this no more. I'm not threatening nobody. I'm telling you straight. This is a pro-black woman channel. We are hardcore pro-black. You cannot be pro-black without being pro-black woman. Because the black woman is the key to everything to our race. She's the one that we can pass on our bloodlines and our legacy. She's the one that will allow us to reproduce ourselves. She's the one that will allow us to reproduce the numbers and the soldiers that we need to strengthen our race. She's the key to everything. That's why if you are about her, you are about black people. You're about everybody if you're about her. If you're not about her, you ain't about black people because she is the key to everything. Without her, we have nothing. Real people understand that. You fugazi niggas, you don't get it. So, the shit that went on Ladies Night, I'm not tolerating that no more. You know, anybody, if you showing your ass on Ladies Night, I'm knocking you up out of here. I don't give a fuck if you got a wrench. I'm telling you that right now because I'm gonna take it as ultimate disrespect. You don't show your ass on Ladies Night. I don't mind if you come in here on Gangsta Talk and show your ass. I'm cool with that. You can come up here and show your ass all you want. It's Gangsta Talk. Okay? I'm cool with all that. But Ladies Night is off limits. You don't come up on the panel on Ladies Night and trick the ladies into thinking that you're going to have something decent to say. And you come up there and you start an argument with me and you start going crazy and you lose your cool and you lose your manhood in front of everybody. I don't appreciate that. It's not happening again. There will be no more men on Ladies Night, with the exception of myself, and only if the ladies want me up there for a particular subject. I will even fall back. Ladies Night is strictly for the women. There will be no more men coming up there unless the ladies talk to you beforehand and have a discussion with you beforehand, and y'all come to an agreement. And you're going to be screened about what you're going to talk about. Not tolerating this shit no more. The trust has been broken. There's only one other dude in here that can get that, and that's my man Hassan Burt. You're the only one, you brothers in here, that I really, really trust. He can come up on Ladies Night, and we know he gonna be straight. But the rest of you niggas, I don't know what the fuck you doing. Emmanuel Briggs got my head spinning. I thought he had his head on right. So now I can't trust the rest of y'all. Hassan is my only soldier that can come up on Ladies Night and we know he gonna be right. He the only one that gets that pass. The rest of you niggas, I can't do it because Emmanuel Briggs fucked it up for the rest of you. Now I don't know what the fuck going on with y'all. I thought y'all was riding hard with the Black Knight and riding hard with the black women in here. You know, you're coming up on this fucking panel and flipping the fucking script and losing your goddamn mind and your goddamn emotions like you're a fucking child on Ladies Night, knowing I don't play that shit, knowing that we have a zero tolerance of disrespecting the black women in here, and understand, I'm looking at that as an attack on black women because it was their night. It was their night to do them. And their night was disrupted by a weak-ass, childish, temper tantrumish, emotional display of some weak-ass nigga who got problems that he can't fucking keep under control. I'm not the one, man. I don't baby none of you niggas. I'm too strong for that shit. You ain't getting no coddling from me. You ain't getting no motherfucking brotherly love, none of that shit. I don't do that. You got me fucked up. Nigga. You either go hard or you go to fuck home or you go to fuck off somewhere else. You can't go hard, then don't go at all. Nigga, I ain't no babysitter. I ain't no counselor. Go get your ass some help. But don't come up here and shitting on the Ladies Night panel. I'm going to take that personal. And I'm going to look at it as an attack on the black women in here. And you done pissed me the fuck off. Because of that, I don't trust the rest of you niggas in here. except for my brother Hassan Burton. Hassan, you excluded from all this. I ain't talking about you, my brother. But I don't trust the rest of you niggas. Emmanuel Briggs done fucked it up for the rest of y'all. That nigga been riding with us for a minute. He gonna pull some shit like that? Now I don't know what the rest of you motherfuckers are doing. Stay away from the ladies' night with that bullshit. You got a motherfucking problem? Gangsta talk is where you bring it. You got some smoke? Gangsta talk is where you bring it. You stay the fuck away from ladies' night. I guarantee you, I'm scalping. I'm cutting heads off. You're getting blocked. You try some shit like that, you got a wrench, I'm snatching wrenches, and you're getting blocked. Not saying this shit no more. Ladies' night is off limits. This is a zero tolerance space for disrespect to black women. Not saying it no more. I'm just gonna start knocking heads off. I don't give a fuck if there's one nigga left in here. That's my brother Hassan Burton. We'll go along with that until we find some other brothers who can really handle up, who are men. I find out I got a bunch of weak niggas in here, then guess what? A bunch of weak niggas gonna get the fuck up out of here. I don't want no weak ass niggas in here. I'm not weak. So if you in here rolling with me, you gotta be strong. If I find out that you're weak, I'm getting you up out of here. Personally, I need strong brothers in here to help me protect these sisters in here. Weak men can't protect. Crybabies can't protect. Emotional men can't protect. I need strong black brothers in here to help me protect this house and protect our black women. Now, if that ain't you, you can forfeit your winch now and get the fuck up out of here. It's like that. We're going without you. And we'll find some strong brothers. You ain't breaking nobody's hearts by fucking leaving. You're doing us a favor. There wasn't no weak shit in here. And you can take it the way the fuck you want to take it. If you don't want to come back here, don't fucking come back. I don't give a shit. If you're that fucking weak, I don't want your ass in here, no way. For the last time, ladies' night is off limits. There will be no more disruptions. You got that one for free. Because you caught us off guard and you tricked the women and letting you up on the panel. But now on, ain't no fucking men coming on the panel. Unless the ladies have a long discussion with you and they have an agreement with you and what you're going to say has been screened. They don't want you up there, you ain't coming up there. I'm not even coming up there no more unless I'm requested to come up there. I don't want no men up there. It's for the ladies. It's the night that's for them. We entertain them. They be themselves. They get up and talk about what they want to talk about. freely, with impunity, without any fear of anybody running down on them, calling them out their name. It's a protective environment. So they can relax and be ladies and talk their girl talk. That's what it's about. Every now and then we'll do a skit to make them laugh, or we'll play some games, whatever. But other than that, it's about the black women. That's what Ladies Night is all about. It's about them. They carry power for that night. What they say goes on Ladies Night. It's all about them. And I will tolerate no more disrespect at all. That shit that Emmanuel Briggs pulled, it won't happen again. I guarantee you. And if I even hear any of you niggas in here talking crazy, right, I'm knocking your head off. There's only one good brother in here I know I can trust. And that's my man Hassan Burt. So I ain't talking about him. He's excluded from this conversation. Because I know he got my back. He got the backs of the ladies in here. Rest of you niggas, I'm not sure about anymore. Because after that shit Emmanuel fucking Briggs pulled, I don't know what the fuck going on with you niggas, man. But I'll tell you what, going forward, I'm going to be watching and I'm going to be listening real close. If I hear some freaky shit and you got a wrench, I'm taking it. And I'm kicking you up the ass on the way out of here. I ain't playing no more games. You will not come in here and try to tear down this environment. You are not going to come in here and go against the rules about zero tolerance of disrespect to black women. It's not happening. It's not going down like that. You feel me? Now let's get on with the show. Shout out to all the ladies who's stepping in. Shout out to Mika. All right. Auntie. All right, let's get on with it. Now, this show, I brought this show up and created this show because I'm tired of hearing about solutions. We're going to give you some motherfucking solutions. Now, it's one thing to have a solution. It's another to have the heart to carry it out. You see, people who really are about solutions and really are about change are quiet about it because they're people of action. When they hear something, they see something that's going towards a solution, they will attach themselves to it. They don't broadcast it because people who are about shit are people of action. People who ain't really about no solutions are the ones who are always sitting up here talking about what's the solution? Where are the solutions? What are we gonna do? Those are the people who ain't about shit. That's why they're always asking that same question over and over again. See, people who are about solutions don't ask about solutions. They wait and they watch and they listen for solutions, something that they can attach themselves to, and then they do it. Because those are people who are about action. They are people of very little words. Those are the real folks who get shit done. They don't talk about solutions. They go and get involved in solutions because they are people of action. You fake ass niggas, conscious, weak ass niggas, who are always talking about solutions ain't about shit. You don't do nothing. You don't attach yourself to nothing but bullshit. Fake ass knowledge that don't do nothing for you. That won't change shit. But we're gonna get with it tonight about the solutions. Since you want a goddamn solution so bad, I'm about to throw one at you right now. You seen the motherfucking title, right? The title is called Using Your Enemy to Remove Your Enemy. Now, this is a military tactic. You guys probably have heard this old saying. An enemy of my enemy is a friend. Well, there's another side to that, right? An enemy that is an enemy to your enemy is somebody you can use. Now, what's the solution? The immediate solution. The immediate solution is to get the community under control because that's your power base. That's where you think, you gather brothers, you talk about stuff, you have meetings, community meetings, you put your heads together and you go out and you fix up a plan and you go out and you make it happen. But you can't do that if the community is filled with violence and crime. So the first thing you got to do is you got to remove the crime element and the violence element. And you got to make the community safe. You got to protect the community. Now, how do you do that? Here's your first solution. You got a lot of gang members in your community that are terrorizing your community, shooting your kids, shooting your daughters, shooting your daughters' mothers, shooting up the whole fucking block, reckless, 20, 30 people getting shot, can't go to the goddamn store without getting shot up. So what do? You don't have the manpower, right? To stop these fools because they outnumber you, right? You don't have the guns to stop these fools because they got you outgunned, right? And many of them are killers, cold-blooded, reckless ass killers who don't give a fuck about nothing, right? So how do you deal with that element? Well, you have another enemy out there. And that enemy can match them gun for gun. That enemy can match them man for man, right? Now, before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about snitching versus righteousness, righteous survival. As men in the community, it's your job to protect your community at all costs. Protect the lives of your women and your children at all costs. But there's a shaming tactic that's been going around for decades. And this shaming tactic isn't perpetuated by honorable people. It isn't perpetuated by people who are righteous. It's perpetuated by evil people. Evil people who attempt to shame you into allowing them to continue to do evil things in your community. They shame you into allowing them to continue to shoot your children. They shame you into allowing them to continue to break into your homes, steal things that you worked hard for, and terrorize your community. And one of the things that they shame you about is called snitching. They chose the term snitching because it makes you sound dishonorable. It makes you sound like you're not being on code. It helps them, but it hurts you. See, if you snitch, the psychology behind it is you feel guilty. Somehow you're the bad person, right? And so when you have such a psychology permeating throughout your community, people become complacent to it. And they look at you like you did something wrong because you told on somebody that murdered someone unjustly in your community. Because you told on somebody that sold drugs in your community and turned out your children. Because you told on somebody who broke into your neighbor's house and hit your neighbor over the head and she died. See, snitching is supposed to make you feel guilty about telling on people like this. And so if you don't snitch, then it allows them to continue to break into your neighbors' homes and kill more of your neighbors. Hell, you may be next. They may break into your house and kill you. Simply because you don't want to tell. So this is how they keep you from doing the righteous thing and ridding your community of this bad element and allowing them to continue to be as evil and as murderous and as treacherous as they want to be, while you sit there and you live in terror, afraid of sending your kids to school, afraid of even going outside and doing something simple as going to your local Walmarts, because you've been shamed into thinking that you're doing something wrong by allowing evil people to continue to do evil in your community. Remove the term snitching. Get rid of your guilt. This is about righteous survival. This is about the protection of the lives in your community at all costs. Now, using your enemy to remove your enemy. Like I said, you assess the community and you realize that you're outgunned. There's too many gang members. They all got guns. You're outgunned and you're outmanned. But you have another enemy. Now, you have two enemies that are hurting you. One you can't talk to, you can't communicate with, because one is a complete savage, a monster, and an animal, and uncivilized. And no matter how much you talk to that enemy, it goes in one ear and out the other, and he's still going to turn around and kill you and your children. And still going to shame you into telling on them. That's the enemy that you cannot talk to or communicate with. So what are you going to do? How are you going to get them out of your community? Well, you have another enemy out there. Race soldiers, police. But there's a difference. You can actually communicate with them. See, they have to kill niggas anyway, right? So you may as well give them some niggas to kill. Offer up the ones who are tearing up your community, who are killing our babies. Offer them up. You have no loyalty to them. They don't care nothing about you. They're murdering your children. They're murdering your daughters. They're murdering your mothers. They make the community unsafe for you. You have no loyalty to them. They're not black. They're monsters in your community that are masquerading as black people. They have no love for anybody black. They're there to put you in the grave and to take from you everything that they possibly can and leave you with nothing, not even your life most of the time. So you're going to protect that? You're going to protect scum like that over your own daughters and sons, grandmothers and uncles and grandfathers? I think not. So this other enemy can match them man for man. This other enemy can match them gun for gun. So what do? That enemy that can match them gun for gun and man for man and have the authority is who you appeal to. And you start giving these niggas up to get them out of your community. You tell that enemy, hey, there's a contingent of niggas over here who are selling drugs and using kids to traffic drugs throughout the community. Here's where they are. And let that enemy go in there and clear their asses out. Now you got something working for you. See, this is how you strategize. This is how you even the odds when the odds aren't in your favor. Think about the movie 300, when they went up against a massive Persian army. They stood their ground on something called the Hot Gates, right? The Hot Gates was a narrow canyon that was surrounded by lots of terrain, and the army couldn't get around it. So they had to go through that one narrow passage. And even though they had the numbers, they still had to get into that one narrow passage. See, it didn't matter how many numbers you had, because the dudes that was in that narrow passage were lethal. So the more you send soldiers in there, the more they got taken out. So think of it as setting up a hot gates scenario. Now you go and you assess the community. Where these niggas at? Where they doing all this shooting at? You assess the information. You find out where they are. Then you go to your other enemy who got the guns and the authority and the manpower. And you say, listen, I know you want to kill niggas, right? I got some niggas for you. Bebe and Day Day and them, who just murdered LaQuisha and Sharkeisha and them and her grandmother, are hiding out over here. And they got guns. Send them in there. Clear them niggas out. Now you're working. Now you're using your enemy to clear out the enemies in your community. The enemy that you cannot talk to. The reckless enemy that's immediately devastating your community and taking lives in your community. Right? Now you're using your other enemy who has the authority, the manpower, and the guns to take them out. And you're also feeding their desire to kill niggas. And once you get all the niggas out, let me tell you something about your other enemy. They can't do nothing, nor do they have anything to do if there is no violence going on in your neighborhood. They would just simply go away because there's nothing going on. There's nobody hanging out on the corners. There's nobody selling drugs. There's nobody shooting. So pretty much they got nothing to do. They just can't come and just start harassing you because that's against the law too. They just can't blatantly break the law, even though some of them do, but they're going to be reprimanded. So most of them, 9 times out of 10, they won't do it. If there's nothing going on, then they just simply won't do anything. So you use them to clear out the rest of these niggas that got you outgunned and got you outmanned. So now you're cleaning up your community. You're getting this evil contingent out of your fucking community. Now you can start having community meetings with the other brothers in the community. Now y'all can start putting your heads together to figure out how to further protect this community. Start bringing in more brothers. Start building a coalition. Get the neighborhood watch program together. Start patrolling your neighborhood. Once you can get it under control and you don't have that element in there, it's easy to keep the element out. So once you've got your community secured and you've used one enemy to wipe out another, and because you have no more violent niggas in your community, your other enemy becomes stagnated. He has nothing to do. So he would just simply go away. There's no more violence to contend with. There's no more wild and crazy niggas running around the community. So he basically has nothing to do. If he's caught just harassing you for no fucking reason, right? He'll be reprimanded for that. Because if there's no violence in your community, there's no reason for them to do anything. Now, I understand some of you might say, well, they ain't stopped them from before, whatever, this and that. Well, you never seen that in action. I know communities, black communities, where there's no violence. Cops don't do shit. They don't harass nobody. They don't stop nobody because there ain't nothing going on. You can walk through those communities at night, you don't see no cops. Through the daytime, you don't see no cops hanging around. Ain't nothing to do. Ain't no niggas out there shooting. Ain't no niggas hanging on the corner. Everybody work. Ain't nothing to do. So they go elsewhere. And so that is a solution right there. But do you have the guts to carry it out? do you have the guts to use your enemy who has the guns and the authority to remove the animal enemy that's murdering your kids, that's murdering your daughters, like that fool who killed that girl and her mother, shot that girl in her face on that point blank range with an AR-15 and put a hole in her face the size of a softball. That shit still hurt my heart to the day. See, that's what you use your other enemy for, to remove animals like that out of your fucking community. Now, when you tell the police about an animal like that, and they go in and they wipe out an animal like that, do you feel guilty about snitching? Or do you feel like you just saved lives? Do you feel like you just protected your women and children? Or do you feel guilty because you snitched on a piece of shit? A murderous monster. Think about the logic behind this shit. You got a motherfucker selling drugs right in front of your fucking house, and you got little kids and shit. And then while your little kids are playing in the fucking front yard, this nigga trying to offer your kids some drugs and smoke. And you ain't supposed to say nothing because it's snitching. What kind of logic is that? Well, let me not call the police because if I do, I'm going to be looked at as a snitch. This nigga just tried to offer some drugs to your little kids and selling and disrespecting you and selling drugs on the stoop right in front of your house. He's a part of a gang. What if rival gangs come up, start shooting at him, he starts shooting back at them? You know they can't shoot straight. Now bullets are flying through your house and done kill one of your kids. You're gonna feel guilty about snitching? You ain't gonna call the police? You ain't gonna tell the police what happened? You gonna let your kids die in vain? You ain't gonna protect the other people in your house? Well, I better not say nothing because, I don't want to be a rat. Nigga, let me explain something to you. You're not a criminal. Rat and snitching? That's criminal shit. That's criminal rhetoric. You don't belong to the underworld. You're a righteous, upright, walking person. Ain't no such thing as ratting, nigga. You do the righteous thing and get that shit cleared out of your goddamn community. You don't let that shit continue to happen. And you say, well, they're going to get you if you say something. No. They won't. Because they're either going to be dead or in jail for the rest of their lives. See, because this other enemy that has the authority, the guns, and the manpower, he got a problem too. He don't like niggas that's alive. They like dead niggas. So all of that, well, they're gonna get you. I don't know, man. That's gonna be hard from the grave. So what you gonna do? You gonna let criminals shame you into not protecting your family? You're gonna let criminals trick you into thinking that you're a criminal just like them and that you think like them? Because if you fall into that category of being a rat, then you're thinking just like them. And you're committing a crime too by allowing them to go free and kill somebody else. So now you're a criminal too. You need to separate yourself from the criminals. And when you see criminal activity going down in your community, understand that same fucking criminal activity can make its way to your house and your children and your loved ones. You put a stop to it by picking up the phone and calling your other enemy who got the guns to handle that threat and put that threat down permanently. You understand? It's up to you. What you gonna be? You understand? It's up to you. Hold on, let me. Dang.
Yes.
I'm frozen. Hold on. Let me go back out and come back in.
Okay.
Wait a minute, 1 second. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Remy. Okay, yeah. If I'm a rat for that, I'll be a dirty rat. Okay, so Max is since there's talk about give me solutions, give um um and fix a thing. Max is giving solutions. The question is, are they going to take it? Mm-hmm. All right. All right.
So okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Okay. How you doing, Remy? What's going on, Auntie? Yeah, so now here's the issue. I gave you a solution. Do you have the heart to carry it out? My answer to that is no. Because a lot of you Nagas who come in here, you ain't really about no solutions. You just talk a good game. You ain't about no damn solutions. Because if you was about it, your community wouldn't be the way it is right now. You think I'm gonna let a fucking criminal shame me from protecting my family? Talking about something, man, he just murdered my daughter. He just murdered my auntie. But I don't want to be a snitch, so I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to call the police. You got me fucked up. I'm calling the police because I want that nigga's ass. Or I'm going to take him out myself. So when you are outgunned, you're outmanned. Now, if you got the guns and the manpower, then you deal with this threat yourself and you run them out your community. But if you're outgunned, you're outmanned, you have an option. Apply military strategy. Use one enemy to take out the other. Because you have to understand something. One enemy lives, and one enemy is only effective because of the other. Once one is gone, the other one will become ineffective. So you use the one with the authority and the guns and the manpower to take out the other one that can't be talked to, that can't be reasoned with. That's nothing but an animal and a savage. You let them take them out. And then once they're gone, then there's no more violence in your community. There's no more wild, crazy ass niggas acting out. Then your other enemy will become stagnant because there's no action. And they would just simply go elsewhere. I've seen black communities that are like this. There's no violence whatsoever in the community, and the cops ain't even nowhere to be found. They don't go in communities like that because there ain't nothing going on. There's no action. And they just can't go in there and blatantly start harassing working black people that are abiding by the law, it's going to look bad. So they pretty much stay out of those communities. They may come through every now and then, but they don't. They get out of those communities because there ain't nothing going on. They're looking for the communities where all of the violent niggas at, because that gives them an excuse to blow niggas away. That's where they want to be. They're not going to be in a black community that's abiding by the law. There ain't nobody breaking the law and ain't no damn violence. Ain't nothing to do there. So they're going to go where the niggas are. So when you use the motherfuckers to rid them of, to rid your community of this awful element, right? They're going to realize, okay, well, we done cleaned this one up. Ain't nothing going on here. There's no more crime or violence. All right. They'll hang around for a little while, see if anything's going to pop up. A couple of months, ain't nothing happening. Hell, they'll break it off and go somewhere else. Ain't no action. Next thing you know, you won't see cops riding around your community no more. And I've seen this. I've been in communities like Montclair, New Jersey, where ain't nothing but working and prominent black people, and you don't see a cop come through that community at all. Not even a black cop rides through that community. There ain't no violence there. All the black people there got money. They're all college grads, and ain't nobody out there fighting. Ain't nobody standing on the corner. Everybody got cars and garages, and you don't see nobody doing nothing. Every now and then you may see a cruiser come, running through. Don't even stop to blink. You keep it moving. Because he knows that community is not violent. So he's on his way to downtown Newark. That's where the action is. They don't hang around, cops don't hang around non-violent communities. There's no action there. Sometimes they may go up there and find somewhere to park and go to sleep because it's a safe community, right? But other than that, they don't hang around communities like that. Ain't nothing going on. Ain't nobody breaking the law. They ain't giving nobody no tickets. They ain't doing nothing. So they take their ass where the fucking action is. And you can turn your community into that kind of community if you're really about solutions. That's what you do when you are outgunned and you're outmanned. You use one enemy to get rid of the other. And when the one that you want out of there is eliminated, then your first enemy becomes ineffective. He has no real reason left to be hanging around and will eventually go away. Because there's no more violence, there's no more niggas acting out. Ain't nothing but hardworking black people going to and from work. There's no violence. There ain't nobody selling drugs. Ain't no dope fiends on the street. There's nothing going on. So they just gonna keep it moving. They may hang around for a couple of months just to make sure. But once it's cleaned up, ain't no violence going on, shit, they move on to somewhere else. They still your enemy, but they not dumb. They know if they just start harassing black people who are working and not committing crimes, eventually it's going to cost them their career. They're going to get in trouble. So they ain't trying to do all that. The only time you get harassed like that is when you are when you are black living in a predominantly white community. That's why I tell black people, stay out of these white communities. Stay in your own community and clean your own community up. The cops won't bother you. They won't be in your community giving tickets and shit. They only do that when you live in white communities or when you in diverse communities. But if you in your own community and your community is safe, they ain't gonna waste their time over there. Because to them, that's a trap. That's a racist trap. You know, they can get if they go into an all-black community where there's no crime and start messing with black people, then they can get called racist. Charged with hate crime, stuff like that. They ain't trying to get down like that. It's better to go down to where the fucking action is than to go into a black community that has no crime and start fucking with the black people there. They're not gonna do that. Okay? But if you're in a white area and it's predominantly white over there, they're gonna single you out. Because you in a white community, they don't want you in there. So they're gonna make it tough for you. They're gonna start doing every little thing, giving you parking tickets, pulling you over, checking your license. They're gonna make it uncomfortable for you as possible because they really don't want you there. Ultimately, what they want you to do is move the fuck up out of there. They don't want you in those areas. That's why you stay in your own community and you fix your own community. And you won't have this fucking problem. Like I said, I've been in several black neighborhoods. You don't even see cops. When I was hanging out in Montclair some years ago, New Jersey, I ain't never saw a cop the whole time I was there. They don't ride through the neighborhoods. They don't do shit. Because there's nothing going on. It's not a violent neighborhood. So there you go. Solution. When you're outmanned and outgunned, use one enemy to take out the other. Now here's the problem. Do you have the guts to do that? Do you have the heart to do that? Or do you buy into this whole criminal mentality? Oh, I'm a snitch. You just saw some lunatic murder some innocent black people down the street, and you know who the motherfucker is. You ain't gonna say nothing because you don't want to be called a snitch? From who? Other criminals? Fuck you care about a goddamn criminal. Are you a criminal too? That's the only reason why I see you caring. I'm not a criminal, so I don't give a fuck about no criminal. I'm not gonna sit up here talking about something. Well, damn, you just murdered 5 people. Let me not say nothing and think like a criminal. Let me not snitch. Because criminals don't like that. If I snitch, I'm letting my criminal brethren know that I'm disloyal. And I'm doing the right thing by getting them put in jail. They're not going to like that. They're not supposed to like that. They're fucking criminals. You have to separate yourself mentally. See, a lot of our problems are psychological. A lot of our problems are psychological. That snitching shit has got you psychologically thinking like a criminal. So if you don't snitch, right, then you're on par with the criminals. Because those are the only ones who benefit from you not snitching. Righteous people don't benefit from it. They get hurt by it because it's the criminals who are the ones that are terrorizing them. You know, your grandmother who's church going and God fearing, okay, who puts her tithes every week, pray every day. She out with her grandbabies, going to Walmart, get ready to get the grandbaby some ice cream or something like that. And some lunatic, thug, fucking savage comes up, starts shooting. And one of her babies get killed. She gets shot. You find out that it's Day Day down the block, Day Day and Ray Ray and Bebe. You ain't gonna say nothing? You just lost one of your children, and your grandmother just got shot by Bebe, Ray Ray, and Day Day. You say, you know what? I know Bebe, Ray Ray, and Day Day. They just shot one of my kids and shot my grandmother, but I'm not going to say anything about it because I think like Bebe, Ray Ray, and Day Day. I think like a criminal. So I'm not going to snitch. Snitches get stitches. So I'm going to let Bebe, Ray Ray, and Day Day get away with it. That what you gonna do? You gonna think like Bebe, Ray Ray, and Day Day? And let that psychological game fuck with your head? Or you gonna do the righteous thing and get Day Day, Ray Ray, and Bebe ass put away where they belong? So they don't do this to anybody else in the community. And you see, let me explain something to you. A community that sticks together sends a message loud and clear to criminals. When criminals come into your situation and they do shit and they get locked up immediately, they know that the people in that community ain't playing. And you can run them up out of the community by making sure that there's always police activity on their ass. A prosecutor from Indiana sent a message to people from Chicago coming into Indiana committing crimes. Said, we're not trying to hear none of that. And the people that live in the community ain't trying to hear none of that. They giving niggas up left and right. You know why? Because they want to live safe in their communities. They don't give a shit about no fucking snitching. They want a safe community to live in. So when niggas come in their community and commit crimes, guess what? They giving them up. That's what they're supposed to do. That's how you protect your environment and protect your community and protect the lives in your community. You don't let some fucking maniac criminal come into your community and murder your people and get away with it because you don't want to say nothing. You don't want to snitch. You ain't no fucking criminal. So stop thinking like one. You don't have no honor to uphold with no criminal. So stop thinking like one. You don't have no respect for a piece of shit criminal. So stop thinking like one. When you got that dumb shit in your mind about snitches get stitches, you're thinking like a criminal and you're protecting criminals. And and check this out, you're gonna regret you did that, right? Because sooner or later, they're gonna murder somebody that you love. And you could have put a stop to it by turning their asses in a long time ago. Now they done killed somebody you love, now what? You still feel like a snitch? How do you feel now? Once you burying one of your loved ones and everybody crying and shit. And then after the goddamn funeral, y'all get together, to have some food and remember your dead loved one and the chicken is overcooked. Somebody done got a problem and shit. You still gonna feel like a snitch? Especially when you're crying because the loved one that they took out was a young one, somebody that was promising in your family, on their way to college, that was about to be somebody, dead young because some fucking criminal, some piece of shit was out there shooting and couldn't shoot straight, and one of the bullets struck somebody that you love that was on the rise, and now you're crying your eyes out because you found out that it was the same motherfucker that you knew about 2 months ago that killed somebody else and you didn't tell the police. So now that motherfucker done killed somebody you love. How you gonna feel now? How you feel about that stitching now? How you feel about it now? Kendall Roll, I'm glad you can make it. I created this podcast just for you. It's a podcast about solutions. Now here's the deal. You one of them cats that's always running your mouth about solutions. I just gave you one. Do you have the heart to carry it out? Now, I bet you he doesn't. I bet you he's one of those guys, right, that thinks like a criminal. That's going to probably tell you that snitches get stitches. And then he's really not prepared to do it. But you see, most of the people that tell you this stuff aren't prepared to do nothing about anything. And these are not the people that are really about solutions, right? Because we know people who are really about solutions are action oriented. People who are really about solutions don't talk about solutions. They act on what they think is a solution. They attach themselves to what they think is a solution because they are people of action. People who don't move on nothing, people who are about nothing, and people who are about status quo, and people who are about bullshit are the ones who got the loudest voice talking about what's the solution? They're the ones who are always talking about solutions, right? But when you get into their background and ask them questions, they ain't never been a part of no solution because they're not interested in no damn solution. But here's a chance to put your money where your mouth is, right? I just gave you a solution on how to rid your community of the violence and the evil that's in your community and take your community back, even if you're outmanned and outgunned. You use one enemy to take out another. Now, do you have the heart to carry that out, though? Or do you one of those people that believe and think like a criminal and believe that you shouldn't snitch? See, a righteous man isn't a criminal. You see somebody get murdered in your community, you know the person who did it. What are you going to do about it? If you do nothing about it, if you say nothing about it, and that person then turns around and murders somebody in your family, then what? How do you feel about being a snitch there? Right? So here's the solution. Stabilize your community. How do you do it? I'm going to start from the top, Kendall, because you just got here. I don't know if you was in the weeds or not. I'm going to start from the top. Solution number one, stabilize your community and rid your community of the violent element that is devastating your community. So you can then meet with a contingent of brothers in the community and put a strategy together on how to best protect the community once that element has been eradicated and move forward into doing even better things in the community. Now, how do you rid your community of a violent and animalistic, evil element? Let's start with this. If you have the guns and the manpower, you do it with brute force, right? Oh, well, wait a minute. I forgot to add one thing in there. It's called courage. If you got the guns, the manpower, and the courage, then you run down on them with brute force and you run them out of there yourself. Now, if you're not man enough to do that and you don't have the guns, you don't have the manpower, nor do you have the courage, how do you get it done? Well, you have two enemies out there. Your immediate enemy that's devastating your community, right? The ones who are killing your kids, killing your grandmamas, making the community unsafe. That is an enemy that is readily in your face, that's destroying your community life by life, right? And that enemy you can't talk to. You can't communicate with. You can't reason with. Because they are strictly about chaos and death. So how do you get rid of them? Because they got a bunch of gangs and they got guns and you're outgunned and you're outmanned and you lack the courage. So how do you get rid of them? Well, you have another enemy out there too. That enemy carries a badge and a gun and has authority and can match that enemy that's in your face, gun for gun and man for man. Right? Now, both of your enemies have something in common. They both killing black people. One wants to kill niggas, and the other one wants to kill black people. You want to get rid of the one who wants to kill black people. So you use the one who wants to kill niggas to get rid of the ones who wants to kill black people. Make sense? Put a one in the chat if you follow me and it makes sense. They engage the chat. Nah, man, this ain't about none of that, dog. You know, you keep running your mouth about solutions and all that. Well, I'm giving you one. Okay? I'm giving you one. Dane, come on in here. Dane. One second, y'all. Where's my hold on. Let me see something here. Okay. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back. Hassan, entertain the people in the chat for me for a few minutes. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, everybody. No, I'm good. I'm good. Okay. All right. Okay. So, hey, Charlene. Kendall. So, as I was saying, okay, everybody. Yes. Yeah. Sometimes it be like that. Say it ain't so. Okay. So, uh-huh. All right.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm back. Okay, so hello?
All right, I'm going out.
Okay, I'm back. All right, and so so we're talking about solutions, right? So Kenda, I'm talking directly to you now. Right? So here's your first solution. In order to change things amongst your black people and improve things, you got to get your power base back. Your power base is your community because that's where everything goes down. That's where all your community meetings happen. That's where you get other brothers in the community together and y'all talk about things. And then y'all put plans together and y'all go out and implement those plans into the community. But here's the problem. Your community is infested with violence and murderous, psychotic savages. And they are murdering your children. They're murdering your women, your grandfathers, your grandmothers. And so you need to get them out of your community. That's your first goal. The first part of your solution, you need to remove that violent, evil, and criminal element out of your community. It needs to be eradicated in order for you to move forward, to start to repair things in your community and fix things for your people. Okay? So, how are you going to do that? Okay? They outgunned you because they are gang members, so they got more guns than you. They got more manpower than you, right? You don't have the manpower, you don't have the guns. So, but you recognize that you got two enemies here. So, one enemy is killing black people. The other enemy wants to kill niggas. So the ones that's killing black people have you outgunned. They both got you outgunned, right? So you use one to get rid of the other. And by effectively getting rid of the other, you render the first one ineffective because he's only present because the first enemy, because the one that's in your community exists. That's what he's there for, to kill niggas, right? So so what you want him to do, right, is to step up his job. So this is what you do, right? You use that enemy who has the guns, who has the manpower and the authority. You use him to get rid of the enemy that's killing black people. So how do you do it? Well, one, you got to get rid of the criminal mentality in your mind first. Because you heard the term snitches get stitches. That's a criminal mentality. A righteous man doesn't think like a criminal. A righteous man is about righteousness. So when you see someone committing a crime in your neighborhood and they're taking something away from your neighbor or they're shooting someone that you know unjustly, you turn them over to the police. That's the righteous thing to do. That's how you protect the lives in your community. The unrighteous things to do is to think like a criminal yourself and say that you're not going to snitch because you don't want nobody to think that you're a rat. See, that's the way a criminal thinks. And that type of thinking only benefits criminals. And it hurts the righteous people in your community. So at that point, you have to make a decision, right? Are you going to be a man of righteousness, or are you going to be a man that thinks like a criminal? Are you going to pretend to be a righteous man that thinks like a criminal? So how do you get that element out of your community? You go to the enemy that has guns and the authority and that wants to kill niggas, and you start giving these niggas up. Hey, listen, Day, Pookie, Ray, and all them down there selling drugs, this is the house that they're in. They're using young kids to traffic drugs throughout the community. Here's the house. Go down there and get them. So they go down there and clear them niggas out. Most likely they're going to kill almost all of them. So you're killing two birds with one stone. Now, next, you got murderers in your community. You find out who they are. You go to the police and you give them up. Get them out of the community. People who are burglarizing your neighbors' homes, burglarizing your homes, stealing things that black people work hard for. You give them up. You send a message loud and clear that violence and criminal activity will no longer be tolerated in this community. There will be severe police action on your ass here and forward. And you continue to do this until you rid your community of this criminal and violent culture. Once that element has been removed by your enemy, that enemy will become stagnated because there is no more action. You see, that enemy is only around because your community is violent. Once there is no more violence in your community, then they will have no desire to stay there. And eventually they will leave. They will become ineffective. There's nothing to do there. So that is your solution. Now, once that element is gone, Now you can call the brothers together in your community because now you have a community that is free of violence, that is easy to protect. Now you can start getting the brothers together and y'all can start putting together a solid plan to further protect the community and start improving the community. That is a solution. Now, do you have the guts and the heart to carry it out? That's the question. What do you mean you don't understand? I don't know what's so hard to understand. Put a one in the chat if you have a hard time understanding what I'm saying. Dame,
Yes.
gauge the chat. If you have a hard time understanding what I'm saying, put a one in the chat because I'm having a hard time understanding that Kendall doesn't understand what I'm saying. So y'all don't understand what I'm saying, put a one in the chat. If you understand where I'm coming from, put a two in the chat. Come on, Kendall. Don't back down now. You called for this. You said you wanted a solution.
Okay, he said, okay, I get what you're saying. If you square working person, yeah, you got a right to go to the authorities if that behavior is affecting you. But you should mind your business if it is okay,
Okay,
remedy.
now, now, you see, now this is what I'm talking about, y'all. This is a man that don't understand what. This is a man that clearly doesn't want a solution. Did you hear what he just said? Or did you read what he just said? If it doesn't affect you, mind your own business. This is clearly not a man of the community. This is clearly not a man with a people mentality. This is a man that is unfit to be a leader in your community. This is a man that you should never follow. This is a man that clearly does not care about his people. He only
Okay.
cares about the people that he knows. You see, because if you're a leader in your community, then you care about all the black people in your community. The leaders in my community, when I grew up, cared about everybody in the community. The men who led my community cared about every black life in that community. Now, clearly, Mr. Kendall's a different type of dude. Because I don't understand. If you're a leader in your community and Bebe and Ray Ray and them murder somebody in your community or killed a girl in your community and shot somebody's baby, how is it that you're supposed to mind your business? And you're a leader in the community. That girl who got shot by Ray Ray and Bebe and them, isn't that your business? Isn't that why you're a leader in the community? Doesn't black life in that community falls under your jurisdiction as a leader? That's what I was always told. So let's read that statement again. Not affecting you. See what I'm talking about? See, these are the type of people that you have to get out of your community. These are not people who think along the lines of unifying with their people or caring about every black life in the community. These are the kind of guys that you have to remove from your community. They have to go too, because they are a detriment to what you're trying to do in your community. Because what they're going to do is, in the community meetings, they're going to sow seeds of division. And they're going to keep that negative element, that negative mental element omnipresent. While you're all trying to unite and work together as one people, this person will keep a negative, individualized mentality omnipresent throughout the entire meeting. If it doesn't affect you, then keep your mouth shut. So if little Sharkeisha, who got murdered by Bebe down a block, and Bebe is nothing but a piece of shit criminal, right? Because you're not kin to Sharkeisha, or because Sharkeisha is not related to you, and no one in your family got killed, then you shouldn't snitch on Bebe. You shouldn't tell the cops about Bebe. You see, Kendall is the type of dude I'm talking about that has that thinking like a criminal element, right? You shouldn't snitch. Basically, what he's telling you is, in another way, don't snitch on Bebe because he didn't kill nobody you knew. He didn't kill nobody in your family. So it don't affect you. He killed little Sharkeisha down a block, but he didn't kill nobody in your family. So it doesn't affect you. So you keep your mouth closed. Don't be a snitch. Snitches get stitches. Yeah, it's sad that little Sharkeisha lost her life. And she's a black girl from a black family in our community, but nobody in your community, nobody in your family was affected. So keep your mouth shut and let little Bebe go kill somebody else. Don't turn little Bebe over to the police because it didn't affect you. Only tell the police when little Bebe killed somebody in your family. No, you are, because that kind of thinking, right? That kind of thinking is counterproductive. I'm not saying that you're that type of person. I'm saying that your line of thinking is counterproductive. I'm pointing out what your line of thinking is. It's counterproductive. What you're basically telling black people is don't tell the police on Bebe because he didn't kill anybody that they were related to. And it didn't affect them. So don't tell the police about Bebe. Let Bebe continue to run free in the community until he kills somebody that affects you. So Bebe got a free reign to go kill black people in the community. And no matter how many black people he killed, if it doesn't affect you and you know Bebe is killing these black people, you need to keep your mouth shut. You need to keep your mouth shut. Now, type of one, if you agree with Kendall. Let me see how many people agree with you. Type of two, if you don't agree with his mentality. If you think that his mentality is counterproductive, type of two. We're not playing any games tonight, man. We're not being subtle. We're not coddling. We being grown as adults tonight. If you can't handle the heat, get the hell up out the kitchen. This is about saving black lives. We dead serious tonight. We don't care about nobody's feelings. This is about saving black life. So if you agree with Kendall's mentality, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't, put a 2 in the chat. I, for one, don't agree with his mentality because I think his mentality is counterproductive to black life. I say if Bebe kills anybody black in the community, Bebe needs to get put in jail immediately so he doesn't kill anybody else, so he doesn't take another black life. That's my mentality. Kendall says, yeah, Bebe killed somebody black in the community, but it didn't affect you. So don't tell the police about Bebe. Let Bebe roam free in the community and kill somebody else. And until he kills somebody you love, don't say nothing about it. So type of 1, if you agree with that, type of 2, if you don't agree with that. Dane?
Yes. I see. Okay. Kendall said, I see your point. Maybe I'm a little immature on the subject. That's why I'm here to listen and learn.
You know what? I'm glad to hear you say something like that. That's what I'm talking about. See, that's growth. I can respect a man like that. That's growth. I like that. That's how you grow. Because that mentality is counterproductive to black life. That kind of mentality helps out the criminals. It allows Bebe to run free in the community and kill somebody else's child. Bebe needs to be taken out of the community immediately. So everybody knows that he committed that crime, should call the police and give his name up so his black ass can be locked up and the key could be thrown away. Okay? When you sit up here and you say you ain't no snitch and you let criminals get away with murdering people in your community, then you're no different than they are. You have the same mentality that they have. You think like a criminal too. And you're not a righteous man, because a righteous man would never let a murderer get away with that. A righteous man would never stand by and know that somebody murdered somebody in the community and not say nothing about it. Because a righteous man is responsible and has an obligation to protect all black life in the community as a righteous leader. You understand? When you sit up here and say, oh, I ain't no snitch, all you're doing is honoring criminals. And you're thinking like a criminal, because them the only ones who are after you about not snitching, because they want to continue to do what they do in the community, and that's terrorize the community, take life, and steal. So they shame you into covering for them and protecting them by not snitching on them. They want to be able to continue to sell drugs in your community, turn out as many young people into dope fiends as possible, kill people, and do whatever they want to do in the community, and have you protect them by not snitching on them. Because when you don't so-called snitch on them, all you're doing is protecting them and giving them the opportunity to go murder somebody else or sell somebody else, kids drugs, or break into somebody else's house, or even worse. So that is the solution. Do you have the heart to carry it out? That's the next step. We have the understanding on what to do when we're outnumbered and we're outgunned. We do have another enemy out there that we can take advantage of and use to our advantage. Like I said, one enemy wants to kill black people, the other one wants to kill niggas. The one you want to get rid of is the one that wants to kill black people. Because the one that wants to kill black people are the ones killing your babies. They're killing your grandmothers. They're shooting your daughters. Those are the ones you want to get rid of. Those are the ones you want to stop. The ones who want to kill niggas are the ones who are going to kill them. So you offer them up to each other. And the one who wants to kill niggas is going to prevail, because that's the one that has the most guns and the most manpower and the most resources. So you use that one to get the other one out of your community. And once that one is gone from your community, the other one will have no reason to stay around. There's no more violence. There's no more wild ass niggas running around. So ain't nothing to do. They'll hang around for a little while, but once they see that your community is violent free and ain't no crazy niggas running around, they ain't got shit to do. So eventually they're gonna leave and go somewhere and go find somewhere else to go. Ain't nothing to do there no more. Ain't no more crazy niggas to lock up. Ain't no more crazy niggas to shoot. So they ain't got no business hanging around no more. So, okay, well, our work here is done. Let's go find the next neighborhood where we can shoot some niggas. Ain't no more niggas here. Ain't none but hardworking black people. Okay, Joe, let's go downtown and see if there's some niggas down there to shoot. And you've effectively gotten rid of that element that had you outgunned and outmanned in your own community. Now that you've gotten the hardest part done, now you can get together with the brothers. Y'all can have a community meeting at somebody's house. Y'all can talk about what's going to happen next in the community. Set up a neighborhood watch. What are we going to do about our children? How are we going to further protect this community so that this criminal element does not return? Well, it's time to have a long conversation about raising our boys. Now that we have an environment that's safe, that our black women can nest in, now as fathers, it's time for us to talk about raising our boys properly. Now that we have the environment to do it in. Now we're talking about improving the relations between our women. Now you have a safer environment. Now you can teach your boys, you can raise your boys properly. You can further protect the community and keep it locked out from that criminal element. Now you can do some things. Now you're moving forward. Now you're creating solutions as you go, and you're implementing those solutions. Now you're doing better. But you first got to have the heart to carry out the first step. Now, how many of you got the heart or the guts to do it? Because that's what you're going to have to do. Because many of you don't have the manpower or the guns to stand up to these gangs, but the police do.
Okay, Max, you finished
Yes.
with your rant?
Hold on. You said we're always at war? Well, no, not really. Some of us are. Not all of us. Now, in our communities, we're always at war because we have a bad element in our communities that we need to get rid of. You see, we're focused on the enemy that has an overall purpose, right? That enemy don't really come into your community like that. The enemy that's in your community right now is in your community every day and affects you at ground level. You got to get rid of that enemy first. In order to stave off the other enemy, you got to get rid of that one because that enemy keeps the other one around. And so while that enemy, so now you got both enemies in your community, right? So innocent black people are going to get caught up in the crossfire because both of them are there. You got to get rid of one to get rid of the other. Because one is only there because the other one is there. So you got to use one to get rid of the other. And when that one gets rid of that one, it effectively removes himself because there's no more reason to stay around. There's no more action. The people in Chicago can get rid of that criminal element, right? If they wasn't afraid to, to tell the police. What are you going to do? You don't have the guns and the manpower to stop them. So what are you going to do? Just sit there and let them continue to murder your children? You're going to keep getting up and crying and hearing about somebody's little 3-year-old baby just got shot by some lunatic. Somebody's grandmother got her brains blown out by some emotional lunatic. You're going to keep dealing with that? Or you're going to devise a strategy to get rid of that? At this point, you don't have much choice because you don't have the manpower and you don't have the guns. Well, that's what you've been taught. That's what you've been taught. So you have to understand something. All of the cops aren't white. They're not all white. You got black cops in there too. Yes, you got a couple of coons. You got some coons in there, right? But there's a greater number of good black cops than there are coons. So not all of them cops that's going to come down your community are going to be white. And you need something to stand up to the guns in your community that's terrorizing your community and taking black life. You ain't got no time to be on some Martin Luther King shit or no Malcolm X shit talking about some they all see fucking black skin. Yeah, we get all of that. But you got to get this enemy that's killing your kids and your women out of your fucking community. And you don't have the guns to do it. So you need to use someone who has the guns and the manpower. And I'm telling you, one is only there because the other is there. That's what you don't understand, because you listen to people who think they know shit and who's caught up in racism. And I'm not saying racism don't exist. Of course it exists. But too many people are caught up in racism so much that they don't see the reality of what's going on in everyday life. One enemy is there only because the other one is there. If you want to get them both out of your community, you have to turn one against the other. Because one only exists because the other is there. If you look closely and pay attention to what's going on, you will see that. One is only there because the other is there. You get rid of one, you will get rid of the other. And I've seen black communities successfully do this. And they don't have any cops riding around their community at all. I've been in Montclair, New Jersey. I've been in North Carolina. I've been in beautiful black communities where you don't see a cop car riding around nowhere. Because their communities aren't violent. They don't have a criminal element in their community. I'm trying to explain to you. What brings the cops is the criminal element. You got Bebe and Day Day and Ray Ray, right? In your community running wild like fucking lunatics, then that's gonna bring in motherfucking Texas Ranger, Billy Bob Thornton. Now they coming. Because there's niggas to kill. They out hunting niggas. Now they coming. Now you got both of them in your community, treating your community like the OK fucking corral, and you got innocent black people who are caught up in a crossfire. So to get rid of Billy Bob Thornton and all of them, you got to get rid of Bebe, Day Day, and Ray Ray and them. So you use Billy Bob Thornton and them to get rid of Bebe, Day Day, and Ray Ray and them. Once there's no more Bebe, Day Day, and Ray Ray, then Billy Bob will be on some, hey, Billy, yeah, what up, Bob? Well, it's kind of quiet around here, ain't it? Yeah. Look like these niggas done went quiet, man. They working now. Ain't no more action. Yeah, you know what? Let's get on out of here. You know, ain't nothing around here no more. We don't want to get charged with no hate crimes. Yeah, let's go on downtown. I heard there's niggas down there acting up. We can kill some niggas down there. They're gonna go somewhere else looking to kill niggas. I'm trying to explain this to you, man. This is some real shit. And I learned this from a black cop. A black cop sat me down one day and dropped some real shit on me. He dropped some real knowledge on me about why these white cops are in these communities. They're only there because Ray Ray, Bebe, and Day Day are there. And when you really look at it, it makes sense. You get rid of Ray Ray, Bebe, and Day Day in them, the cops will leave. There ain't no reason for them to be there. And I've seen this play out. I've been in beautiful black communities where you don't see a cop no damn where. I was in one community in North Carolina, and I was asked, I said, damn, y'all ain't got no cops in this town? They started laughing. He said, yeah, we got cops in this town. I said, I ain't seen one. He said, no, he said, man, they don't really come around that much. He said, ain't nothing really happening over here. You know? He said, they only show up, but there's some real violence going on. Other than that, ain't nothing going on. You don't see them. I was like, oh. Because I'm from New Jersey, right? There's cops every goddamn where, because Jersey is violent. You know, Jersey is violent as hell. So I'm not used to not seeing a cop. So I'm in neighborhoods, black neighborhoods. I don't see no damn cop. Look what the hell's going on. Man, we don't get down like that. You know, the cops ain't got no reason to be over here. We don't sell no drugs over here. Ain't nobody hanging on no corners. Ain't nobody shooting. We all work over here. So the cops, they don't even come around here. Ain't no action. I've been in several black neighborhoods that are like that. So I'm telling you, you want to get your community straight, you got to use one to get rid of the other. And once you get rid of the one that's killing black people, the one that wants to kill niggas will go away. He will go away because there's no more action. I know that's hard for a lot of y'all to believe because you don't pay attention to what's really going on in your community. A lot of y'all keep your heads in the clouds, and a lot of y'all listen to niggas online who think they know shit, and y'all get caught up in what they say, and you really don't see what's going on in your community. You don't pay attention to what's really going on in your community. I see it in my community. No cops hardly ride around in my community either, because my community is not a violent community. Well, Kendall, that may be, but that's over with. The only thing you can do about that right now is to remove these dudes from your community. These dudes are gone. Whether the older generation dropped the ball, it don't even matter now. They are an absolute threat to black society and black life, especially our women. Let me tell you something. You don't let nothing in the community that threatens the life of your women and children. Without your women and your children, you're not even a race. You are supposed to protect your women and your children with everything you got. You don't let no evil element exists in your community that's taking the life of your women and children. At this point, you have to do what you got to do. All that, yeah, they drop the ball and they do, man, fuck all that. We can't go back and change it. All we can do is do what's going on right now. Right now, these people are animals. Yeah, I'm sorry they got that way, but they got to go. And that's what it is. And I know what that sounds like, but they're just too dangerous. We can't live with them. We can't talk to them. We can't correct them. We can't rehabilitate them. They don't want to be they don't want to be rehabilitated. They don't want to do right. They want to stay in chaos. They want to kill people. They want to sell drugs. They want to continue to make the community unsafe. Well, we can't live with that. They got to go. The day of the street nigga needs to come to the end. Okay, it's time to put the street nigga to rest. We don't need no more street niggas. We don't need no more thugs. We don't need none of that no more. That's a bad culture. That's a culture of death. And it's something that we don't want our young boys and girls engaged in anymore. It's time to put the street nigga to rest. We don't want no more street niggas. We don't want no more thugs. We don't want no more gangs. They are a blight on our black society. And they are an enemy to our youth. Let's stop giving respect to mindless niggas who do nothing but kill people in the community, who do nothing but sell drugs in the community, who do nothing but take from other hardworking people in the community. Let's stop giving people like that respect. They don't deserve no respect. Let's start giving the hardworking brother respect. The brother who works from 9 to 5, who works these dead-end jobs, who drive a high-low, 40 hours, 50 hours a week, making $500, trying to take care of his family. Let's start giving the brothers like that respect. Let's start giving the the auto mechanic respect. Let's start giving righteous brothers who are out here trying to make a righteous living to take care of their families. Let's start giving them respect. Let's take the respect away from these street niggas. Because these street niggas and these pimps and these thugs, all they're doing is destroying our youth. And our youth are engaging and thinking that it's something cool because we adults, we're glorifying it. Talking about, yo, man, street niggas. Yo, these men, fuck that. It's time to put that street shit to rest. That street shit is what got our communities violent and unsafe. It's time for us to start waking up, man, and seeing what's really going on and stop acting like we are afraid to see the truth. The truth is that street shit is what got our communities unsafe. And it is what's getting our women and children killed. And it's time to get rid of it. Now, they ain't no warriors, Yvette. See, that's the wrong approach. You see, this is what I'm talking about. That's a program mentality. These niggas ain't no warriors. A warrior is not a killer, even though a warrior kills. These niggas are killers. And they kill women and children. These aren't warriors. These ain't our warriors. These are our enemies. Warriors defend you. Warriors will fight for you. These are not warriors. These are our enemies. And it's time that we understand that and break away from this backward thinking. These street thug niggas, Pookies, and Ray Rays are not our warriors. They are our enemies. Agreed, Remy. Well, your loyalty should lie with your women and children. Let's talk about why your loyalty should lie with your women and children. Because without your women and children, for one, you don't have a race. Your women and children, that's your power base. That's the beginning and the backbone of your race. The woman is the beginning of the race. The children are the actual race that she brings into this world. So those are the two most important in your race. And as a man, you are supposed to safeguard that with everything you got. That is your race. The women and children are your race. The woman, the black woman, is the one that gives birth to your race. How can you not protect her? You have to be out of your damn mind. She gives birth to your race.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. And even former street dudes don't want to be street dudes. They turn their life around, and they the ones that go out to speak to young kids and other street dudes and try to get them turned around, because um, that life is killing the community. They don't even like what they have became. So they um they they turn around themselves. So if former street dudes didn't want to be street dudes, they don't want their children to be street dudes and stuff like that. Why are you coddling and trying to keep the ones that love the chaos,
Okay, I'm back.
love the life, and
Okay, I'm back.
don't care that they're destroying the community?
All
Oh,
right, I'm back. Can you guys hear me?
mhm. Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. Thanks, Stan. Hold that. Like I said, the black woman gives birth to your race. How can you not protect her? Are you insane? You're crazy. She is the one that you're supposed to protect the most. She is the beginning of your race. Without her, you can't have a race. And by having loyalty to your women and your children, you stand united as men and as brothers. That's how you become united. That's how you build a strong contingent. That's how you become a juggernaut. It starts with the loyalty to your women and children. That is what will make you unite and stand as brothers and work together. That is how you come together as men. That is how you build a true brotherhood. You don't build a brotherhood any other way. And that's how you build a pure brotherhood. You build a brotherhood that doesn't even need conversation, because you're all united in one thought. You are to protect the women and the children. So it's easy to unite and work together this way when you think this way. This is how you become united and you become strong. And once you become strong like that, then no one can come and infringe in your community, because they will see that your women and children are fiercely and ferociously protected by men who are willing to lay you down to protect their women and children. Men who are united in their loyalty to their men, in their loyalty with their women and children. When you see a thug right? You should see an embarrassment of a black man. When you see a gang member, you should see an embarrassment of a black man. When you teach your sons about thugs and gang members, you tell them and you teach them that these are the lowest and the worst representations of black men there is, and that they should not be respected nor glorified, and they should not be befriended, and they should not be followed. Because they are failures, and they are readily in chaos, and they are murderers. This is the lowest representation of a black man there is. You see a gang member and a thug, what you see is a sellout and a weakling and a punk who's given up and decided to be a piece of shit rather than to be a man. That deserves no respect. When you see a pimp, what you see is a piece of shit. A pimp is a teacher of feminine disrespect. A pimp is a teacher of feminine disrespect. A pimp is a teacher of feminine abuse. A pimp is a teacher of homosexuality. A pimp is a teacher of confused gender. Got you thinking that he's a man because he can command women, all the while he's dressed like a woman. Wearing makeup like a woman. Wearing high heel shoes like a woman. A homo dead in your face, teaching you to hate your women. A pimp is a piece of shit, a lowlife, and a defiler of the womb. Such men should be hated and ran out of your community because they are a direct threat to the most precious things in your society, which are your women and your children. They are a direct threat to your women. They should be hated and despised amongst all men. Out of all the men that you despise, you should hate them the most. Because they are the ones who get into the minds of your young boys and reconstruct your minds and turn your boys' mental around backwards to the point where they hate their own mother, where they're calling their mother a B and a whore. That's no way for a young man to speak. When are you guys going to understand all this backward, back alley street shit that you got in your head, right? It's not the building blocks of a real man. It is the building blocks of a loser, a weakling, a feeble-minded coward, a punk, a misogynist, a chauvinist, an abuser of women. That's what those building blocks create. A lot of you think you cool, right? You think pimps are cool. Because a lot of you, even though you're 30 and 40 years old, right? You're feeble-minded. You're weak. and you don't have any real thoughts going through your head other than wanting to get some pussy. So you already chalked it up to yourself that you're a worthless Negro and you ain't got nothing to really offer black people, right? So you're just gonna say the hell with it. If you can't beat them, join them. Out here calling yourself pimp daddy. You know how stupid you sound? Pimp daddy? Who's that, your boyfriend? Say a command. Hold on 1 second here. Turn this shit off. Sometimes technology. Pimp daddy, cat daddy. What the hell is a cat daddy? You guys sound like fools. And then you walk around here, well, you know, wearing women's apparel, mink stoles and shit, dressing in bright colors like you a damn, what's that bird with all of the damn feathers and shit? A pelican? No. What's that? Hey, dang, what's that? A toucan?
That serves as no sort of, deterrent.
What's the bird with all of the colored feathers and shit? Is that a toucan? What's the bird, y'all? I can't think of the name right now. What's the bird? What's the bird with all of the colors in the tail? And when they want to mate, when they try to win a mate, right? They go and flash all of the colors in their tail, and the female picks the one with the peacock. Thanks, Dane. You go back on mute. Yeah, running right here looking like a big ass peacock, all flamboyant and shit. See, when you come up to me, right? See, I'm a real dude. I'm a real man. I was raised by real men. Okay? My father, my grandfather, they hated pimps because they knew what pimps were. They knew that pimps defiled the womb and pimps were abusers of women. See, men who protect women and children got a real serious problem with pimps. I mean, a big problem with pimps. See, guys who don't protect women and don't have no respect for women, right? They cool with pimps. Y'all think pimps are the shit. You want to be a pimp. I heard some of you say, well, my daddy was a pimp. I respected him. You don't respect no man who was a pimp. You don't respect a man that's going to get your young girl and turn her out? And turn her into some kind of freak? A vagina hotel? Pimps are defilers of the sacred womb. Life comes out of that womb. Pimps are defilers of the womb. They hate women so much that they want to defile the most sacred part of her, which is the womb, which is what the Creator used to bring life through. Understand something. The womb is a supernatural thing. It is the gateway between the spiritual world and the natural world. Let me say that one more time. The womb of a woman is a spiritual thing. It is the gateway between the spirit world and the natural world. It is what the Creator used to bring life from the spirit world into the natural world. And a pimp is a defiler of that womb. You're going to give a piece of shit like that respect? I would never be cool with a pimp. I would never be friends with a pimp. I would never respect a pimp. I respect real men. To me, a pimp isn't a man. No real man will ever defile the womb. No real man who has a real understanding of the woman and of life would never defile the womb. He will protect the womb. Now, I know this is a little bit too hard for some of you young brothers to understand because you got so much bullshit in your head. Listen to the conscious community and all this stupid ass fucking psychotic rhetoric. running right here talking about higher states of consciousness and shit, even though you have gotten nothing out of it. Up here telling other people to read fucking books that you ain't got shit to do with, nor do we. Books that don't do shit for us anyway, but just be conversational pieces, right? They end up in nothing. At the end of the day, nothing's changed, right? We're just talking about solutions. I have a hard time thinking that you want solutions when you read books that are not about solutions. You're talking about, well, we need to know our history. How long is that going to take? We've been reading about our history now for 1,000 years. We don't know it by now? When are we going to put history to the side and start creating new history? You don't tell me we don't know our history by now? I don't know how we can't. You guys won't let us fucking forget it. Because every time somebody asks you if you're doing something, you keep bringing up history to hide the fact that you ain't did shit. Isn't that right? Right, Kendall? Every time somebody asks you, what are you doing in the community? Man, history, man, let me tell you something. You got to understand. Back in the day, man, they fucked us up. You know, my grandfather was drinking Ripple and shit. They snatched the bottle out of his hand and called him a nigga and said he was worthless. He passed that down to his sons and shit. Then they passed that down to their sons, and they passed it down to me. Now I think I'm worthless. Oh, that's why you ain't doing nothing, huh? Because of the history. Every time somebody asks you niggas to put your money where your mouth is, you always bring up history. Because you ain't trying to do a damn thing. That's why there's no new history. That's why there's no new Marcus Garveys. There's no new Malcolm X's. There's no new fucking Dr. Kings. You niggas don't have the guts to do a damn thing. You got the nerve to come up here crying and shit, talking about something. Well, damn, it ain't nothing positive to say. No, Naga. No. Ain't nothing positive to say. Now, I'm sorry if that's not what you want to hear. But that's what it is. Don't get mad at me. It ain't my fault. I didn't tell you niggas to get out here and become do-nothings. I didn't tell you niggas to get out here and become sellouts. I didn't tell you niggas to get out here and start hating your black woman. I didn't tell you niggas to get out here and become permanently unemployed. I didn't tell you niggas to come out here and start shoe shuffling and fucking twerking. I didn't tell you niggas to come out here and start loving men and hating women. Don't get mad at me. But that's what it is. Get mad at yourself. Don't come up here arguing with me about it. I didn't start this shit. You got a problem with it. Why don't you take your ass out the street and tell these knucklehead niggas to stop doing what the fuck they doing, rather than coming up here trying to argue with me and trying to stop me from protecting black women and being a voice for black women. That ain't gonna happen. You can forget. I don't even know what you wasted your time for. See, let me let you in on the secret about Max. All right? Give me a second. Give me a second. Oh, no, Kendall, we just getting started, man. I'm not done with you yet. I love talking to you, and my brother, believe it or not, I do. I think you're a good brother, Kendall. I think you're a little misguided, but I think you're a good brother. That's why I like jousting with you and going back and forth with you. You can handle it. You ain't broke down yet. That's one thing I respect about you. You haven't gotten into your feelings. You ain't freaked out. I think one day you may have said a little something, but it really wasn't that bad. But for the most part, you've maintained your strength. You don't let shit get to you. I respect that. But give me a second here, y'all. Hey, Dame, hold it down for about five minutes. I'll be right back. Dame, come in here.
Yeah. All right. So, okay. So you're saying that the point of learning history is to learn from past mistakes and achievement of ancestors so we can reach our fullest potential. Okay. So, what mistakes in the past have you learned in history that um, will not be repeated again because we learned from it? Uh-huh. I'm not saying it's not that it's not good to learn the achievement of our ancestors, but the answer to what's going on now is not gonna be just learning the history. The part of the things of learning from the mistakes of the past is to do something that's different from the past, you know, but you got to do something. So, and yeah, it's good for the young kids coming up, especially in school, to learn that their people achieved a lot of things, and more than what the schools are letting them know and stuff like that. But when it comes, when you become an adult and you need to do things, you know, you can't just go with just the history. Okay, so you gotta point out the mistakes that was done in the past that we're now correcting. If nothing's being done to correct it or keep from making those same mistakes again, then it's not it's not being utilized. It's just
Okay, I'm back.
using and nothing. But the answers to
Thank.
everything can't be just history. Hey.
Okay, I'm back.
Mhm,
Thanks, Dame. Appreciate it. You can go
mhm.
back on mute. Yeah. So yeah, where was I? Okay. Yeah. Let me let you in on something before I go on. Okay, everybody, pull up your chair real quick. I need y'all to listen. Okay. For those who keep coming up here thinking that you're gonna change me, okay, let me let you in on a little secret. You can't change me because I'm not up here pretending. This is not a gimmick. This is who I really am. I'm like this naturally. I was raised this way. It's ingrained in my heart and in my mind. It's who I am. I'm a protector of Black women and children by default. This is not a gimmick. If you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, keep waiting. It's never going to drop. There is no other shoe. This is who I am for real. This is not a gimmick. I don't even waste any energy being this way because I'm being my natural self. I ain't got to worry about lies I told. I ain't got to worry about coming up here one day saying the wrong thing and, oop, they don't figure me out. I ain't got to worry about none of that because this is just who I am. Naturally, I love Black women because I had a strong Black mother who loved the hell out of me and taught me the respect and the worth and the understanding of what a woman really is. That's ingrained in my heart. It's ingrained in my brain. It's a part of my thought pattern. It's who I am. It's never going to change. I'm going to go to my grave this way. I'm naturally like this. I don't burn any energy being this way. I don't tell any lies. This is who Max is. I'm a protector and a lover of Black women by default, naturally, nigga. It's in my upbringing. I'm never going to change. So stop wasting your time. You're not going to change me. You're not going to convince me. And you're not going to shut me up. I'm going to keep defending black women. I'm going to keep protecting black women. I'm going to keep expressing love for black women. And I'm going to keep trying to teach young brothers the right thing on how to love their women and respect their women and protect their women and children. That's going to continue. Whether you niggas get up here and get mad about, well, ain't nothing positive to say. I don't give a shit about none of that. So stop trying to change me. It's not working. It's not going to happen. There is no change in me. This is who I am. I'm not putting on a show. This is not a gimmick to get views and clicks. This is who I am for real. I'm not up here pretending. So you're wasting your time. See, I know it's hard for you cats to understand, like, no, man, can't no black man be loving black women like that all the time, and can't no black, no, you see, y'all not used to that. See, y'all ain't used to being around no real niggas. Y'all ain't used to being around no real men. They used to being around phonies who are weak, who give in to cats like the manosphere. You ought to be ashamed of yourself running around here, talking crazy about black women. You really should. I bet you won't talk that shit around me in real life and around my dogs. Not my peoples. I bet you won't. You can talk that shit online, but you ain't gonna get around no real men popping that shit. I bet you won't. You can talk tough Tony shit here on social media all you want, but you see that real life face to face, that's something completely different. You're around real hardcore men who love their women and protect their children. You ain't talking that shit. I guarantee it. And if you're man enough to say that shit, right, then you're man enough to deal with the consequences, right? So I just want to let y'all in on that. No, this is who I am. I'm not putting on a show. I ain't no Derek Jackson. Ain't gonna be no skeletons in the closet. This is who Max is. Okay? So stop it. There ain't no change in me. You're never gonna convert me. You're never gonna get me to see your way. Never. It's never going to happen. So just stop it. I'm just letting you cats know you're wasting your time. You're better off fucking trying to fit yourself through the eye of a fucking needle than trying to change me. Seriously. I just want to let y'all know that. So now let's back to the show. Okay? All right. So where was I? Oh yeah, I was jousting with Kendall. Yeah, and so no, it ain't nothing positive. That ain't my fault. Why don't you niggas stop twerking? You know that there's more black male twerkers now than there are females? You got more niggas out there twerking than you got females now. You don't believe me? Go look up twerk videos. And you're going to see black dudes and white dudes. You're going to hardly see black women anymore. Matter of fact, you're going to hardly see women anymore. It's a bunch of dudes twerking. And I mean all ass everywhere. Legs wide open, just dropping it like, it's shameful. And the women said the women said was shit. They stopped doing it. I don't blame them. Y'all out here doing it now. And you mad at me because I'm calling it out? It ain't my fault. Stop being a weak ass. Stop being a pussy. Why don't you get some courage about yourself? Why don't you go get that beast foot off your woman's neck? Rather than coming up here fighting with me. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind fighting. I ain't got no problem with it. But I'm not your enemy. That beast is your enemy. You scared of him. And shout out to Remy Norris, you know, from cracking a nigga over the head with that question. And I'm going to repeat the question. Do you go to these channels that are talking crazy about black women and black people? Do you go over there and go up on their panels and get into a fight with them? Do you go over there and say, well, damn, ain't no hope? Do you go over there and start crying on their panels? You want to come up here and try to go rounds with the Black Knight, but you won't take your ass on these other channels where they're bashing black women, talking about killing black women, killing little female black babies, talking about the black woman's life don't matter, it has no value. Are you on their channels giving them that same smoke that you're trying to give the Black Knight? I don't want to hear any excuses. Well, I don't go on them channels and I don't know. Well, you need to take your ass on them channels. Don't come over here and give me that fucking slow ass 78 talk. Oh, no, not 78. It's 33, right? Don't come up here with the 33 talk, yo. I don't take my ass on them channels. I don't mess with them. Well, you need to start messing with them before you come over here trying to fuck with a man who's protecting black women. I don't understand. You got all these channels that's bashing black women, right? And you niggas won't go up there and say nothing. You got one or two channels that's protecting black women, stand up for black women. And you want to come over here and give us smoke? You want to come over here and give me smoke? What am I doing wrong? Am I doing something wrong? Wait a minute. I'm confused. Maybe, you see, what I was taught that protecting black women and black children was righteous and that it was a good thing that I was doing and it was the right thing that I was doing. But you guys are coming at me like I'm doing something wrong. Hey, Black Knight, well, wait a minute, man, you got it fucked up. What do you mean? Well, you ain't supposed to be protecting black women. Well, why not? Well, the black woman got an attitude. Okay, all women got attitudes. Yeah, but the black woman is masculine. No, she's not masculine. Well, look at Serena Williams. She's masculine. No, she's not masculine. She has our ancestors' phenotype. A lot of your ancestors that came off the boat have features just like hers. A lot of the ancestors that gave birth to your bloodline have features just like hers. She's not masculine. Yeah, but the black woman is swirling this shit. Well, the black man is swirling more than anybody. As a matter of fact, the black man is a super swirler. Matter of fact, he put the black woman in shit. He's swirling so goddamn bad, black women are backing off. I mean, he's swirling so damn hard. He even got black women who are swirling. He got them going, damn, that nigga swirling. Yeah, but you doing the wrong thing. Well, what I'm doing that's wrong. You say you protect black women. Why are you protecting black women? Because I love them and they're my natural woman. My mother was black. I loved her. My sisters are black. I love them. My aunts and nieces are black. My grandmother was black. I love black women. You know, I'm a black man. I come from a black woman, so it's natural for me to protect them. Yeah, but that's wrong. Well, why is it wrong? Because it's pro-black. Well, yeah, it's supposed to be pro-black, but that's wrong. Well, why is it wrong? Because ain't nobody else doing it. Okay, so what do you want me to do? Well, I want you to stop doing it. Well, why should I stop doing it? Because ain't nobody else doing it. Well, why don't you start doing it? Well, I ain't gonna do it. I don't like black women. Well, I do. So I'm gonna keep doing it. Yeah, but you wrong. Well, what about the black men who are bashing black women? Are they right? Yeah, they doing the righteous thing, man. They helping out black. They teaching black men about the black woman's fuckery. Oh, is that what they're doing? So they're doing something righteous by devaluing the life of black women. Right, and they telling these black men that the black woman got fuckery. So that's what I get, y'all. I get niggas who come at me like that. Well, you see, it's not about hope, my brother. It's about you being honest, right? It's about you being fair. There's hope over here because you have a black man who loves black women, who's speaking out for black women. And I'm trying to attract other brothers of like mind. So there's hope over here. So you want to come over here where there's hope and try to take the hope out of here? Because you feel that there's no hope for the other ones because they're gone. So you stay the fuck away from over there. But you see hope over here and the brother trying to do something righteous. So you want to come over here and fuck with the hope that's over here? I don't get it. I'm confused. I don't understand y'all logic. You run across a brother who's speaking up for black women, who's protecting black women, who created an environment for black women, who loves black women, and trying to give black women some hope that there are some good brothers out here, that there are still black men out here that love them and are willing to do what they're supposed to do to protect them. That's what this channel is all about. It's about saving the mentality of our black sisters and trying to keep them from going completely away from us. Man, do you know that they're like 2 seconds away from dropping us? Do y'all know that? I'm trying my best as a natural black man who naturally loves black women to try to stop that from happening. I don't want to live in a world to where I have no love from the black woman. I told you before, if I couldn't have a black woman, I would be with no one. I don't want to see what it's like to live in a world where the black woman does not love me or does not care about me. I don't want to see what that's like. I don't want to feel that. I don't want to experience that. Right now, I got a lot of black women that love me, my wife, the women in my family, my peeps, Dame, and, you know, a lot of the black women in the chat, they love the Black Knight. I love them. I want to keep it that way. I don't ever want to wake up one morning and feel what it's like not to have that. Now, maybe some of you niggas do because y'all probably gay and love men, but I'm not gay. I'm anti-male. I'm pro-female. I like women. I love women. I don't love niggas. I don't like niggas. I don't like talking to niggas. I don't want to be around niggas. I got to have women involved just about everything I do. I got to hear a woman's voice. I don't want to hear no niggas. I'm a man. What do I want to hear niggas for? I want to hear women. I'm so used to hearing a woman's voice. I go to sleep to women talking. That's like music to me. Seriously. Listening to women talk, black women talk, it's like music to me. It started from back in my childhood. I had 5 sisters and a mother, and sometimes on the weekends, they'd be up in the kitchen talking, and my bedroom be right next to the kitchen. And I'd be laying in the bed getting ready to go to sleep. They'd be up talking all night, laughing and stuff. And I would go to sleep listening to them talk. It's like music to me. I'm still the same way. And see, and a lot of stuff that bothers you guys about women don't bother me. That's another reason why a lot of y'all don't like me. Because I'm impervious to the things that bother you guys. They make you guys get all emotional and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm impervious to it. Like a black woman's attitude. Right? Y'all get freaked out about that, right? I don't even know a black woman's attitude exists. I'm impervious to it. I grew up with 5 sisters and a mother. They made me strong against a black woman's attitude. I pay no mind to a black woman's attitude. I walk right through it. I've had sisters, several sisters, right, on the job that came at me crazy, right? Know what I'm saying? Never got triggered. Never broke a sweat. Maintained my respect. Maintained my calm voice. And at the end of the day, left there with love. I had a sister, man, that was having a bad day. And I was coming up to the window to check in. She was yelling and carrying on. Stuff like that. See, I already knew that had nothing to do with me. Okay? She was having a bad day. She's a female. They get worked up a lot faster than we do. Because they get emotional. Right? She's in a hot environment. There's shit going on. Ain't nothing going right. She's in this little small ass, fucking hot ass little booth. They ain't got no AC. It's 200 degrees outside. She's sweating. She pissed. So she hollering and screaming. I come up. How you doing? Can I get that? Okay. Okay. Never once raised my voice. Right? Gave her my paperwork. Signed my name. Okay, go back in your truck. I'll call you. No problem. Went back, sat in my truck. Didn't think nothing of it. She called me. I went in there. Okay, you're gonna go to door number 36. And listen, I apologize for my attitude earlier. I didn't mean to take anything out. I'm just having a bad day. Oh no, it's cool. I get it. And guess what? She offered me a cold bottle of water. There's a refrigerator in there. She opened it up. As a peace offering, gave me a cold bottle of water. See that? See how I handled that? Didn't say one thing out of the way to her. Because I'm not weak. I understand female nature. When they're in small environments, it is uncomfortable. They get aggravated very quickly. She's outside, it's 150 degrees. That damn booth they got her in, it may as well be 300 in there. She's sweating. There's no AC. The fan blowing hot air. There's a whole bunch of shit going on. The phone's bringing off the hook. She ain't got no help. She's aggravated to no end. She's going to get out of pockets. I already understand the situation walking up to the booth. Okay? I know she's going to be agitated. So I maintain my cool. Let her blow off some steam. She's aggravated. It ain't got nothing to do with me. She's not viciously attacking me. She don't even know me. This ain't got her attitude don't have nothing to do with me. That's why I never got mad. I never got triggered. Because even though she hollering and screaming, she ain't talking to me. I ain't got nothing to do with that. She just blowing off some steam. Even though it sounded like it was directed towards me, right? It really wasn't about me. And at the end of the day, I got a cold bottle of water. And then got a smile from her on the way out. How about that? See? That's how man handles shit. Assess the situation. I told you, practice patience over emotions. A man is supposed to always practice patience over emotions. Patience. You got to have patience when you're dealing with a woman. If you don't have patience, then you don't understand women. You have to understand, they're not like us. They're not built to endure harsh climates like we are. They ain't trying to sit up in those small ass booth. It's 200 degrees and they sweating like a goddamn popsicle. They ain't trying to hear all that. They get uncomfortable very quickly. And because they're women and they have different things going on in their body, the uncomfortability is worse for them than it is for us. So they trust me, they're going through it. And as a man, you understand that. And you let her get that. You let her get and blow off that steam. Don't take it personal. It don't have anything to do with you. She's just aggravated. She's half out of her mind. There's shit going on. It's super hot. She's standing up. She's aggravated. They won't give her no help. It ain't got nothing to do with you. You just maintain being calm. They appreciate stuff like that. See, I keep trying to tell y'all, women think about shit, right? She knew she was out of pocket. And she thought about it. Because I never said nothing back to her, I never fed into that. And I maintained my calmness and I maintained being subtle. It actually helped her calm down. Somebody who came up there and was being nice to her and maintained the niceness all the way through. It helped her calm down. I didn't get into them. I didn't say, well, you shouldn't be talking to me like that. This is your job. I didn't do none of that. That's what a weak nigga would do. But again, I'm not a weak man. So I didn't handle it like that. I maintained my integrity. I practiced patience over emotions. And I continued to be nice to her even though she was hollering and screaming. And I never raised my voice. And she appreciated that. That's how I got the water. That's how I got the bottle of water, cold bottle of water out of the refrigerator. But she appreciated the way I behaved during this situation. And that was her way of saying thank you. See? Easy work, fellas. That's right. Exercise as a man, you should be exercising. When you're dealing with a woman, always exercise patience over emotions. They are not like us. They are not built to endure like us. Okay? Patience over emotions. You're gonna get some of them that's gonna say crazy shit. That's gonna say some slick shit. You understand something? They deal with a lot of different things because they're female. Some of them may be on their cycle. Imagine being on a cycle and you in some damn booth, it's 200 degrees. And the fan, you turn the fan on, it's blowing hot air out. You about to throw that shit out the window. And then you're backed up, you need help. You call up to the office, they can't send nobody down to help you. So you in there by your damn self. You're on your damn menstrual cycle. It's 200 degrees. There's a lot of shit going on. And the fan blowing hot air. That's going to be a problem. They're not going to be nice. They're trying to get the hell up out of there. Sometimes you know what you should do, man. If you ever see a woman in a situation like that, right? If you can, go back. Don't approach her. Go up and assess the situation. Let me tell you how you can really earn, some kindness from a woman, right? You see a woman in a situation like that, it's hot to the motherfucker. He's sweating bullets and shit. You know, you looking around, she working hard. Ain't nobody trying to give her no fucking help. And ain't no damn AC in the little booth she's in. And motherfuckers calling up, screaming on the phone. She's screaming back, going through all kinds of hell, right? Before you even go up to her, right? Assess the situation. Get back in your truck, right? Go drive to like a convenience store. Get out. Buy like a little cooler, right? They real cheap. Get one of the styrofoam coolers, right? Okay. That can hold something like 6 bottles of water, right? Get that. Get a bag of ice, okay? Get a couple of bottles of water, right? Come back. Get it hooked up in the truck, right? Then walk up to it, carrying the cooler with the ice and the water in it. Say, how you doing? Listen, okay, I brought this for you. She was like, what's it? Open it up. She opened it up. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, it's so hot. And you can get a towel, right, from the place, get a towel too, so you can wipe the fucking forehead off, right? She gonna be so grateful for that little cooler with that ice in it and some water. A couple of bottles of water. Especially if she going through it, right? Man, when ain't nobody looking, she gonna open up one of them bottles and pour it all over her face, down her neck, and feel cool as I don't know what. And she gonna be so grateful and thankful. You're gonna be smiling at you on the way out. See? A woman like that'll remember you, man. But she gonna tell somebody about you. This truck driver or this man came in and I was burning up and I was hot and he brought me a cooler full of water and ice. What? See, now you don't put some good karma out there for the rest of us brothers. This is why you guys got to think sometime, right? Got to think like that sometimes. Put that good karma out there. It'll come back somewhere. But put it out there. See a pregnant woman, black woman working, give her a few dollars. Say, here's $20 for the baby. Congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Buy her some lunch. I've done that plenty of times. Put that good karma out there, man. Put that love out there. It's going to come back. Don't be afraid to express love to black women. Stop being afraid to do that. Stop listening to these bum-ass niggas who ain't got no women. There ain't no woman ever going to want to be with them. Stop listening to these bum, tired-ass, punk-ass niggas. Start expressing love to black women. Real love. Be kind to them. I'm telling you, it's going to work out for you. It's going to come back. I'm telling you. If you ain't got no woman, that good karma going to come back. And a good woman either going to find you or you going to find her. I'm telling you, it's going to come back. Don't be afraid to put that love out there. I know some of you talking about, what you talking about, Max? That's some simp shit. You stupid ass nigga. That's some real shit. That's some love shit. That's some real man shit. Stop thinking that expressing love to a woman is some simp shit. That's stupid shit. Your father had to express love to your mother. That's how you got here. Now I know some of you still getting there talking about, no man, my daddy was a pimp and my mama was a. But express some love, man. Be kind. It's gonna come back on you. And with that being said, I'm at the end of my rant. since Kendall didn't really want no work. Okay. So Dame, come on in here. I'm frozen.
All right, I'm here.
Get and drop that gangster link. I'll be right back. I gotta reboot. I'm frozen.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Woohoo. Okay. Link, link, link. All right. Here y'all go. Against the link. Come up here. Yeah. Nice guy finished at last. Yeah. He ended up getting a girl in the end. He's gonna be the last man she deals with, because she chose him, and he's good for her, and she's keeping him. So,
All right, y'all. I'm back.
ugh, okay.
Oh, wait a minute. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
So, yeah, that's why nice guys finish last. But the problem is everybody want to be chosen first. Are they mad because she didn't choose them? And what they trying to say? The other guy wasn't a nice guy. Don't know that. Oh, but they want to hold that. Okay, it didn't work out. He turned out not to be such a nice guy after all. Or she didn't keep him because he turned out to be a butt. So they took it as the nice guy finished last, in the sense that um he never gets the girl. But if he finished last, he gets the girl. He's the final one she dates. She chose him. She accepted his proposal. At last, my love has come along. Yeah. So so she's thinking at last, and he's thinking, oh, I'm last. She didn't want me. She chose all these other dudes first. No, she was looking for you, and she had to get through these other guys trying to find you the love at last. The last guy she has to date. The last guy she has to try to figure out if he's the one. Since they feel that that savages get women first, they tell other men to act like savages. Yeah, exactly. No, that means she's gonna dump him all the quicker, because he's being a savage. Until she gets to know him, the good guy and the bad guy looks the same. So so she goes out on dates. She get to know him, find out he's a savage, he's a butt, he's an a-hole, or he has no love for her. He was wasting the time because he was trying to get her in the bed when she wants marriage. Yeah, or they just weren't meant to be the one. They could have broke up amenably. Oh, you're not the one. I don't want to waste your time. I don't feel for you. I know I'm not going to. And then move on to the next guy she'll date. But no, they thinking, because okay, if you know the dude is a savage, but she might not know that. She won't know that till she dates him. The savage dude's gonna present himself as a gentleman until she gets to know him. Because if he's a savage, he ain't gonna be able to stay in gentleman mode forever. He's gonna reveal himself. That's the point of dating and courting. Now, if she gets impatient and moves too fast and jump into bed with him before she finds that out about him, or she thinks she knows him well enough, or she dated him long enough to know him, and then she turned out it was wrong, that he's more patient than she thought, and is able to hold a lie a lot longer. And then once he get the cookies or the nookie or the punani, he reveals himself. And it'd be like, I told her, but how's she supposed to know? Just because you tell her, she needs to know for herself, or she gonna always wonder. Did you tell her that because you were jealous? Did, um, or mhm. So yeah, because if you're not her father, her brother, uncle, male members in her family, she's not really gonna listen to you. And then again, sometimes the male members in the family are messed up themselves. So she's like, okay, they don't like him, but they do this, they do that, they're like this, they like that. Maybe he's just the complete opposite from them, and that's why they say these things. You never know. So she has to date him. She has to get to know him. But anyway, so um, so the nice guy finishing last is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that made it into a bad thing. That means, as I said, the last one she's gonna have to date. That she finally found the love, as the song says, came along. She found it.
Hey,
Hmm.
I'm back, y'all. Nah, Kendall, man, don't look at it as us fighting. Look at it as us building. You know what I'm saying? We're building. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you build a building, you know, mistakes get made, or you have a difference of an opinion on how you should frame out a wall, or what studs you want to use to hold up the floor. What beams you might want to use, or what studs you might want to use to build a particular wall versus another wall. So you usually get into a discussion. Sometimes that discussion is a very deliberate discussion, because you may say, well, if we frame the wall out with these studs, with these 3x8s, then the wall is going to be uneven on the other side, and we're going to have more of a protruding wall on this side than we want. And I say, well, how about this? How about we put 3x8s all around? And you say, no, it's going to make the room smaller. We want the room a certain size. So then I'm going to say, okay, you know what? You're right. So you win that argument. So now we put regular 2x4s all the way around, and we got the proper size of the room. Then we go on to the next part of the house, and we may get into it about something else. See, it's a give and take. It's a back and forth. This is how you start to understand each other. So you never really know somebody until you fight them, until you fight them in some kind of way, whether it be physical, whether it be verbal, whether it be in a game of chess. You never really understand somebody until you get into a fight with them. You know what I'm saying? And a fight,
Oh, I'm sorry, Max. But I always thought of you and Kendall as, y'all strengthen each other. You're testing his strength, he's testing yours, because y'all the support. And if the support
did you
is,
have to interrupt me to?
mhm, sorry.
I
Okay.
mean, I appreciate what you're saying, but you kind of like just ran me over while I was in the middle of
Oh, I'm
addressing
sorry.
Kendall.
I apologize.
But yeah, Kendall, look at it like this: is iron sharpens iron, my brother, right? Just because we have our little spirited joustings doesn't mean that we're in a we're engaged in a hate-filled battle with each other. Look at it as building. Is iron sharpen iron? Okay, and if we're on a project working together, we're both very highly skilled men. But sometimes we may have a difference of opinion on how that project or certain parts of that project get done. I may be more of a carpenter than you. You may be more of an electrician than me, right? And we come to a situation to where you want to lay some wire somewhere, and I'm building studs, and I'm telling you, well, no, we can't get the wire around that because I got to put a stud over there. You say, well, no, if I can't get the wire over there, then I can't put the lights over here. Then we got to make something new over here, this, that. So now we're going back and forth about that, and then we come to some kind of agreement, and then we work on a solution, and then we move on to the next part of the house. And we may get into it about something else, but this is how I've been in construction, right? We do that all the time in construction. I've been on many construction projects, building houses, building apartment complexes. There's always a confrontation, but it's not a it's not a confrontation to where you will look at it as negative. It's a building confrontation. It's iron sharpen iron. We're challenging each other's ideas and skills to come up with a new way to create a solution. You understand? That's how you build with one another. Like I said, you never really learn somebody until you've gotten into a fight with them. Do you really know where they're coming from? But nah, brother, it's not any hatred on my end. It's not. I don't see it as me fighting you or anything. I actually enjoy the confrontation because I look at it as a building thing. We're building. You're getting to learn how I think. I'm getting to learn how you think. Okay? We're learning each other. I think you're a good dude, Kendall. If I didn't, you wouldn't be in here. You know? Well, this is iron sharpen iron, my brother. That's all it is. And you're pretty good, man. You're pretty strong. I've never seen you lose your cool. That's one thing I respect about you. I've never seen you lose your cool. I've seen you, try um, some little cheesy tactic before, but I didn't hold that against you. Go ahead, Dane.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
Hold on, what were we saying? They enjoy the thought of women suffering.
Oh, that was what we was saying earlier about nice guy finished last, and they so because they believe that uh is a negative thing that they
Well, actually, nice guys finish first, bro. Black women can't get enough of nice guys. You see, this is what I'm saying. Y'all got to stop listening to this stereotype shit and get involved in the real world. So you got to interact with women and talk to them and find out how they think. They don't think the way you think they do. These niggas who claim that they know women and all that, they don't know nothing about women, man. Alan Roger Curry don't know shit about women. Alan Roger Curry knows things about prostitutes because only prostitutes will fall for the kind of stuff he's teaching. There ain't no real woman. You ever listen? Check this out. Let me tell you something about these so-called gurus. Hold on. Hold on a second.
Yeah. Yeah, Charlene says I love nice guys. Women like guys that treat them well. Yeah, that's why savages never last long. Yeah, since they feel that savages get women first, they tell other men to act like savages. They enjoy the thought of women suffering. That's why at collective level notice how they never break this bro code and inform women about the so-called savages. They rather see you suffer and put on their Superman cape talking about, see, you should have chose me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's as ridiculous as Superman being jealous of Clark Kent. Or is it Clark Kent jealous of Superman? But anyway, yeah, as I said, all women are looking for the nice guy. Yeah, and until she gets to know him, hard to know that nice guy, the nice guy and the bad guy until she knows.
Okay,
If
yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that, y'all.
Mhm.
Yeah, so like I was saying, right? You see, a lot of guys like Alan Roger Curry and Alpha Male Strategies who tell you all of this bogus stuff about women, right? Those are prostitutes, dude. Okay, because those are the only type of women that those guys can get. There's no real respecting woman or a woman that. One thing I've learned about women, right? Most women have a lot of respect for themselves and have a lot of pride and ego too. They're not gonna give in to some old sorry ass dude that's gonna come up to them and talk to them crazy, right? And expect them to bow down and just do things because they're a man. Man, come on, dog. Come on. I've had experience with a lot of women, right? And even the stuff that I tell you that I know about women don't go for all women. There's so many twists and turns to women, it's ridiculous. And I don't care how many women you've been with, right? There's always something new to learn from another woman. You can be with 50 women, right? And all 50 of them are different. There's something different about every last one, even though they all may be similar, but they're all different at the same time. There's so many mentalities out there when it comes to women. It's crazy. You ain't even met. There's women out there right now that have mentalities that you never even came in contact with. There's women out there that you don't even know exist. There's just so many different kinds of women. It's just unbelievable. And the only thing that they have in common is that they're female. Okay? Most women are not like the other, and they don't want women don't want one woman don't want to be like the other. That's why you ever see women when they go to places and there's a lot of people around and they're wearing nice clothes and a woman shows up in a dress, right? And then another woman shows up in that same dress. She got a problem. That's you see, and us guys, but we're like, okay, what's the problem? We don't see it because we're not women. We don't get it. It took me a while, but my wife finally taught me what was that about. Because I asked her one time, why do women do that? Why do y'all freak out because another woman showed up in the same dress? What's that all about? And when she told me, she said because when a woman shows up in a nice dress and a nice outfit that she picked out, she wanted to be the only woman in that place wearing that outfit. She don't want another woman wearing that outfit because she don't want the attention off of her. I was like, really? Wow. And as a man, you're on some okay, what? But I mean, we don't get it. And we never will because we don't think like that, right? 'Cause if we someplace and I'm rocking a pair of Timberlands and another dude's rocking a pair of I don't care. He not rocking them the way I'm rocking them. If I show up in a Gore-Tex jacket that's black and gold, he show up in one that's black and gold. I don't give a F. He not rocking it the way I'm rocking it. It don't take nothing away from me, but women are different. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you gotta it's funny, right? But that's they get down like that though. That's a woman thing. And as a man, you'll never understand it. You'll never get it. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, nice guys don't finish last. You see, when you talk to women, right, they can't get enough of nice guys, bro. Are you kidding me? Especially today. Oh man, nice guys are in. But all these crazy dudes out here talking crazy, man, nice guys got it made right now. If you're a nice guy, this is where you want to be. You want to be around the black women with all your niceness. They looking for nice guys right now. They checking for nice guys right now. Because there's too many sellouts that aren't nice, that are talking crazy about them. You kidding me? They looking for nice guys. But if you're a nice guy, man, you're in. And listen, man, practice kindness, man. Do a rare act of kindness to a black woman. Try it. And it'll come back on you, man. You know, that love that you just put out there with that one black woman, it's gonna multiply, man. It's gonna come back. She gonna tell somebody about it. And they're gonna and you know, women are different than men. Oh, that was lovely. That was very nice of him. She gonna tell her friend about it. It's gonna get around. And that's good karma that you put out there. That's gonna come back in your favor. You know, do these random acts of kindness. You see a black woman struggling or whatever, help her out. Sometimes I go into places, man, the truck stops. I see sisters in there working. I know they ain't making no real kind of money. You know what I'm saying? I offer to buy every last one behind the counter. I offer to buy them all lunch. On me. You know, just do a random act of kindness like that. You know? My favorite, man, I love, like, when I see pregnant black women, because y'all know how I feel about pregnant black women, I like giving them money for the baby. That's my personal thing. I love doing that. Whatever I got on me, whatever I got cash I got on me, if I ain't got no cash, I'll go to the ATM machine and pull some cash out just to give it to her and say congratulations on the baby. And here's a few dollars for the baby. I love doing that. That's a personal thing of mine that I really like doing. You know, I'm not saying you gotta do that, but that's just something that I like to do. You know, that's one of my favorite acts of kindness that I like doing with black women. Okay, damn, I'll be right back.
Okay, I got it. Okay, so they don't like the Russ Wilsons because then the Savages themselves will have to do better and measure up. So that is why they make it their business to try to corrupt the nice guys. Yeah, eliminate the competition is about her trying to choose the best out of the worst. So if there's a best floating around in there, they gotta get rid of it, corrupt it, distort what the best is in there in the woman's eye, so they have a chance at it. Or as you said, so they don't have to step up their game, so they don't have to be better. Men competing with each other make each other better. Yeah, so yeah, I could see that. That's why some. Oh, hey, Charlene. Oh, hey, I forgot. Here you go. I put the link in again.
Oh, hey. So I just wanted to say, the men who complain about women, like I don't feel bad for any of them
Hmm.
because they attract what they want. So they go out there and they pick women based on just the physical appearance. That's it. They're like so superficial. None of them talk about the attributes of a woman. They don't talk about nothing like that. All they care about is looks.
Yeah.
And then they wonder why society is going the way it's going now. They wonder why women are getting BBLs. They wonder why women are going and doing Botox, why women are doing all of this, why women have all of these accounts. Who's funding all of this? Like they're doing all of this for because the males are paying for it.
Hmm. Yeah. And how they dressing so scandalously, uh, uh, being loose with themselves, because that's what the guys are attracted to. Hmm. Okay, I find it funny that men would say, "Why do women think so negatively about men?" Then you tell them you're dating or looking for a husband, or just give another man a compliment. Then they switch up and make it their business to disparage men themselves. Weirdos.
Yes, they are weirdos. Cause it be times when they be just looking at me and staring at me, and then I be nice to gentlemen who are nice to me, and then they're looking at me like I am supposed to come off like I have an attitude or something. And then when I don't have an attitude, they just looked at me weird, like I don't know. Like some of these men out here, I just be like, I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't think they know how to approach a woman, and I don't think they had lots of interactions with women. They just going by what they hear on social media and what they see in the media. They haven't really talked to a real woman in their, in the economy that they see on an everyday basis.
Yeah, a lot of them don't. Or they start quoting some of the old lines that's older than them, older than anybody. Shoot, older than some of their grandfathers. And or they quoting something from some pimp movie or something like that. Or player movie or Mac movie. And then I don't know about y'all, but it seemed like the only the men, or maybe it's just me because it's my age, are the older men who already know how to talk to women, and most of the time they just talking, which to have a conversation or just to talk to a beautiful woman. They're not all the time trying to get with you and stuff like that because a lot of them are married, are involved, but they still
I
want to
agree.
talk to the women, not as to go out on a date, but just have a conversation.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree. Like some of the older men, they do know how to talk to women, how to engage them. They know what to do. But I still feel like a lot of men feel like they should just have like they should be guaranteed, like they should be like they feel like they don't have to work or earn anything. It should just be given to them. They don't want to put no work in, no effort in. They don't want to do nothing. They want to do the bare scratch the bare minimum. and they just want you to be okay with it. And I'm just like, I don't. To me, that's how I know if you like me and you don't like me. And that's how I just gotta look at it.
Or you get the other ones that think their money talks for them. You know, that all they gotta do is flash money or say how much money they making. Uh, you know, what they driving, what they wearing, and stuff like that. Okay, and let's see, you gotta stop talking to me like you're talking to these young girls that's just after money or a prostitute. I feel like you think I'm some kind of prostitute. Why you keep telling me about the money you make, or the cars you drive, or name brand this, name brand that, and expect me to, be all in awe about it. In fact, you just pissing me off because you're wasting my time.
It's all about
So,
game.
hmm
That's all it is. They just trying to run game, so they could paint. This is what they trying to do. They trying to paint a picture for you. They want to paint this nice picture for you, in order for you to trust them. But it's all fake unless you showing the woman like, I got this money. I actually do have this house. I have this. All of that is complete lies.
yeah. And I don't know why somebody's bragging. Oh, I got this case coming up. I'm suing this company for this amount of money. I'm like,
You that's how you know they don't have money. Because people who have money, they don't talk about money. Money is not an object of something that they talk about. You know what they talk about? They talk about the obstacles of probably managing money. Like, they probably have this. They talk about small problems, like rental people dealing with renters and stuff like that. But they never ever talk about how much money they have, what kind of car they drive. People who got money and they have it for a long time, that's not what they show off with, you know? So as soon as I see somebody, they flashing money on they showing money, that tells me they ain't got money. Or if they do have money, they don't know how to invest their money. And 9 times out of 10, if somebody's showing flashing money and taking pictures of money, it really means they don't have money. Because if a person really has money like that, they wouldn't be flashing it. And I
yeah,
think that's just common sense. And I don't know why people think that like showing off money is the new thing when it's not. It just shows how immature you are.
yeah. And I'll be like, dang, you stupid. What if I decide to come and rob you? Oh, if it's not money, it's money and guns. Like, okay, you're a drug dealer. Get away from me. Or I walk off and you never hear a see from again. Oh, hey, you supposed to. I didn't get your number. Oh, that's okay. I'm changing my phone number anyhow. Or if I give them a number, it's a number that I'm about to drop anyhow.
I'm
Or
sorry. If I
I don't
stereotype
answer my
people,
phone. Hmm.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to say I do stereotype people. As soon as I see you and you come out and you got on Jordans and your pants is falling off your waist and you got on an oversized white t-shirt and you walking like you don't care, I'm already turned off. I don't even want to talk to you anymore. Because I
Yeah,
feel like I'm going down the same rabbit hole. It's not getting any better. You know what I mean? It's like it's the same thing that's being shown,
yep,
and
yep,
now it's like, how old are you? You're like 30 and you still dressing that way. When are you gonna learn that buying $300 Jordans? This is unless you buy one pair and you save it, because I know that you could resell it for more money. But if you buy that and you always wearing it, to me it makes me wonder, like, what are you spending your money on? Like, do you invest your money? Like, do you spend all this money on clothes Like I start to wonder about all of these things.
Mm.
I look
Yeah,
Yeah.
at it as a
if you
cover.
have more clothes than I do, yeah, it's suspect. But I'm usually seeing these guys, not talking to them. I stop talking to them, and they learn, and I stop talking to them. I'll be like, nice to meet you, and I keep on moving. I'll be busy. Um,
Um,
but it's a shame that I know, um, and seeing your underwear more or just as much as your woman has, and I be wondering about their woman. It's like, why are you letting your man go out there with his butt hanging out? Underwear. I know that for briefs, gray is the new color, and the boxers. Let me see.
why it's like why you can't dress decent? I'm sorry. Like I like grown and sexy and somebody who's has their pants on their waist.
And the
I
bad part of it, some of them are 50 years old. Some of them are as
Yeah,
old
that's a
as
turn
Matt
off.
doing that.
I
It's
don't
like,
care. I'm turned off. I don't even want to talk to you. I'm done.
mhm.
Where can we go? Like where can you take me out to? Where can we go where I'm not stereotyping people looking at me crazy? Like where can we go? Cause I'm not dressing like a hood rat. Like I'm dressed in like semi formal. Like I'm dressed in nice. I'm not dressing like I belong on the corner or somewhere.
I didn't think about that.
You know, I'm just saying I don't know where we gonna go with you dressing like that. And some of them be dressing all flashy, like they're a rapper.
Hmm.
Reality check. You're not a rapper. Why are you spending all this money on some pants, a shirt, and a gold chain? Like why?
Yeah. Oh, and don't forget the ones with the baseball cap.
Yes, the baseball cap. Some of them have grills. I don't know about me, but I do not like grills. As soon as I see grills, I'm turned off too. Because
Oh, unfortunately, my eyes would be a little off. I was like, oh, you got rotten teeth. And like, no, 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 I got gold. Why you got gold in your mouth? And you know that gold is gonna rot your teeth. Cause hey, you can't clean them like you need to. So your breath is gonna stink. Your teeth is gonna, and your gums gonna rot. Unless you got the ones that you can take out and ugh, I can't stand gold. Go away.
yeah,
A lot of them get gold on their teeth and they never even been to the dentist
Mhm.
for their
I,
regular teeth. It's kind of weird.
I get turned off. I just don't want like I'm not like don't even talk to me.
Some of these little kids be dressing better than these dudes.
That's
Facts.
because their mama's dressing.
Right? Because I dress my sons, and it's like, I just remember this one day. I was in Walmart. By the way, I hate Walmart. I
Hmm.
only go there because just certain circumstances. But I can't stand Walmart. I really can't. But it's like the characters that is in there is always interesting. And this guy, I think I was returning something, and I had my little 8-year-old boy, and this guy in front of us, he literally had his pants like hanging all off of his
Fine.
all off of his behind. You can literally see the color of his underwear and everything. And my son, he just like is just staring. He looked like he was disgusted because my son was like right behind him. And you
Oh,
got your butt cheeks all in my baby's face, and then he literally tapped him and he just told him pull up your pants.
oh,
And I
Good
was
job. Your son is the number
right.
one.
I was like, oh, I didn't, because I was up here looking at something. I don't know what I was paying attention to, but yeah, I noticed that. I'm like, I told him, good job. I always remember, don't ever wear your pants like that. But it's just a shame that you have a little kid who has to tell a grown ass man to pull up his pants. It's like
Facts.
everything is all backwards out here.
and
Facts.
they deliberately don't get pants that fit, or it's the skinny jeans, but the top part of pants is hanging off their behinds.
Oh my god, I can't stand that. It's like the ones with the yeah, like you say, the skinny jeans. They have these really skinny chicken legs with these big ass chicken feet. When they
Listen,
shoot like size 12, and their
right?
thigh like a size 2, and then oh my god, it drives me
They
insane.
pants, they pants be tighter than some females who be wearing jeans, and
Yeah,
you wondering how the hell he bend down. Like
or
I
how
be
is he
just
walking? Like I know he's messing up his sperm count, like wearing that crap.
Well, this
It's
is the
right.
crazy.
thing. This is the thing. The ones I see, the legs are on tight, but the waist is loose and it's hanging off their behind. Half the time they're holding the pants up with one hand, and I'll be like, "Don't you have a belt or something to hold them pants up?" I got so tired of telling grown men and boys, "Pull up your pants, pull up your pants." I'm tired of seeing your underwear. Pull up your pants. And one day, now I know this dude is of the criminal element and stuff like that, but he be completely loose. He has to hold up his pants with one hand. And I say, now you're a criminal, and if you have to run from the police, you'll never be able to run because the pants will fall to your ankles and trip you up. And
Yeah.
as soon as I thought that, guess what? He forgot himself and let go of his pants, and they fell. The only reason why I didn't see his underwear because the shirt was big or was long, and I was like,
Uh-uh.
I was like, but then the other
Mm.
men around him was saying, you better not. How you gonna run away from the police with pants like that? Boy, get some common sense. You the stupidest criminal I ever heard. You gonna be wearing like this is the style. Style and criminal should not be going together. And I hadn't seen him for a while. Sure enough, found out the priest was after him, and he was the first one to get caught in his group because hey, the pants fell down and it tripped him, and I heard knock the tooth out because he landed hard. I was like, oh my goodness.
All right. So I read Kendall's comment. Can you guys hear me?
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Oh yeah. So I read Kendall's comment, and I have a question for the ladies. Right? How can men draw female attention?
Well, um, by dressing nice, smelling nice, and having a conversation with her. Start off with hello. Depending on where you meet her at. I'm in the grocery store. I happen to be looking in the wine section. Man stepped up and asked me if that particular bottle of wine is a good wine, and we had a conversation about wines and stuff like that. Library. Um, could you help me with the computer and start up a conversation on using the computer and getting the email and whatever site he was trying to get into and stuff like that. Where can I get a free email? Stuff like that. Um, but basically, he's just going to have to, at the very basic, step up and say hello.
Okay. My thing is, all right, but I think the way a male attracts a female's attention, if a male is passionate. So if you're passionate about something that you love doing, or something that you're doing, or passionate about life, like people could see that in you, and like with your passion, and obviously you need to dress well too. At least take pride in your appearance. And everybody has a unique style that's to them, and everybody's different. Everybody has their unique style that they want to dress and how they want to be. Pick your unique style that's geared towards you. Be passionate. And if you're passionate and you have something that you know that you like to do, you can easily start conversations. And yes, just general if you just say hi, how are you, and you just start, the female will cooperate and she will start asking questions about you. And I think that's about it. You just gotta be driven, be on your purpose. That's what I would say. I don't know. I just seen his comment. That's why I just asked that. I think his comment was because of. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that I think also what people don't understand is always about, not always, but what I meant to say is it's also about your energy as well. Because a lot of times what I do feel is that, a lot of us, we walk around with certain types of energies, certain type of spirits, that is within us. And of course, if, depending on the woman, because I'm not going to say every woman is like that, but a lot of women are. And if they can sense that something is off about your energy, then of course, you and what you say that comes out of your mouth is not always going to be conveyed to her. She's always going to be focused on the type of energy that you're giving off as well. So I would say that is another component to it as well. Because there are a lot of guys who can say the right things, but if there's like something about your aura that's not clicking with the words, like there's not no connection, then a lot of women can sense that something is just not right.
Yes, I just want to. So I just want to talk about that a little bit about your aura and your energy. So basically, that's the state of mind that you are in. So basically, that's how you talk. We can tell by how you talk, about how you carry yourself. If you are a healed person, if you we can tell a lot just by your tone of voice and how you speak and how you present yourself. That right there holds the essence about you. So you can tell a lot if somebody's been working on themselves, they're cool, they're calm, they're collective. Like a lot of things doesn't really bother them because they're calm within themselves and they're okay, you know? And then some people you talk to, they just come with a whole tangent of list. Like their whole space is just bad. Like everything around them, it just oozes just like bad energy. Is like it just oozes out. And I know some people could talk and they could say, I've talked to some people and I could tell I should not be talking to that person. Or this person looks like a really good person. So yeah, not only that, we have an intuition inside of us too that tells us.
Yeah.
And you also can't approach all women the same either. Because that's another thing that we don't talk about as well. Like a lot of men, they'll approach you as if, like for instance, you wouldn't approach the girl in the library like you will at a nightclub, right? And I'm not saying that is right, but what I'm saying is that also it depends on the type of woman that you're approaching as well, because not every what works for her or the girl that you just tried to talk to down the street is not going to work for that girl you just saw in the corner. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you have to lie, but what I'm saying is that you can't approach all women the same.
I agree. I think the
Okay.
best way to approach women would be to always compliment them. Say something that they have one look nice, pertaining to color, style, right? And it looks nice on them. That's the best way to compliment, I would say, anyone. That's just plain, generic, simple. And, normally people will say thank you or they'll say something back to you.
Okay, ladies, just out of curiosity, y'all both had talked to Max and stuff like that. How do you feel his energy is?
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna say this. Sometimes when Max be up here, right? I feel like Max is a passionate person, and when he talks with poise and he talks with confidence. And when he talks, everybody stops and they listen to him because when he talks, he's like an elder, right? Because so we have to sit down and we take his words of wisdom because it's coming from an older gentleman, it's coming from experience, and he's talking with confidence. So like when he talks, we listen. Like when he talks, he commands his presence in the room. I would say that.
Yeah, I
And that
agree with
doesn't
Charlene. Basically, it's not difficult to yield, to his presence when, he's around. When he's around, people listen. That's why, like I say, every time that he will be, speaking with passion and speaking from his heart, is that we get really quiet and he'll be like, okay, y'all still there? And we always have to remind him, yeah, we're still here. That is, us yielding to him, and, we're just willing to listen to him because with the energy that he exudes, that is basically his demand for respect. And trust and believe, I think that, in him, he don't have to ask for it. His energy commands it.
Okay, all right, yeah. I just was curious because y'all feel the energy of a person when y'all talking to him, and I'm just curious about your perception of him and of his energy. Okay, wait a minute. What's this Kendall said? I have said it in the past. There is a difference between a heterosexual male who likes to have sex with women and a man who really loves women. When a man really loves women, he will make her feel comfortable.
I agree, and I think we forget about things like that. Like when you're in a relationship and somebody really likes you or they're feeling your vibe, they try to make it easier for you. They don't make it hard for you. And those are like telltale signs how you can tell that somebody cares about you or that somebody loves you or that somebody's there for you. It's because they make it easier. It shouldn't be hard work in a relationship. It's supposed to be a flow, a give and take. Like, you help fill somebody's glass, they help fill yours.
Absolutely, Kendall. Well said. That's a great comment. And I think that's something that a lot of us don't address is that, there are those different types of men, unfortunately. It's,
Uh-huh.
both they present themselves in a loving manner. However, again, depending on the mentality and the energy, like he said, there's a man who actually loves you and loves women, and versus a man who just likes to have sex with women.
Yeah, because the ones that just want to have sex with they there's a pressure on there. It's like they're on a clock, and they want to know, oh, when, and I'll be like, when I'm ready and stuff like that. And it's totally different from the man that cares about you. He's not even asking. He knows that when you ready, you going to. And if you're not ready, then he don't want you to do it. He wants you to be into him as much as he is into you. Yep. Okay, everybody. All right, yeah. Had a long day. I'm finna wrap it up. Kendall, you got any more questions or anything? But because I'm finna shut it down. Ladies, thanks for coming up. Very, very interesting. Very, thought provoking, insightful things. I wish we could stay longer, but I'm just frankly tired. I'm gonna probably doze off sometime again.
No,
But
it's okay. Go ahead. Go do your thing. Thank you for having me. You guys have a great night.
all
You
right.
too. Thank you for having me as well. Good night, everybody.
Good night. All right. Peace, power, and unity. All right. Let's go out with some music. Let's see. Let me. Oh, oh, hey, Max, you back? I was just about to shut it down.
Yeah, I just wanted to say to the ladies if they're still listening, I heard those kind words and I really appreciate that. I want to say thank you to the ladies for those powerful words. I mean, that really touched my heart. You see, brothers, when you hear, that's what it's all about. You know, that's what I live for. That's what makes it so addictive, loving black women when they feel like that about you. It lets you know as a man that you're getting it right. And it gives you energy to even do more. I mean, that just gassed me up right now. They just touched my heart with those words. Mind you, I'm a 54-year-old man. I've been around for a long time. And to hear women half my age say that about me, man, brother, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. And I take that, with all love in my heart. I really appreciate those words. To know that I still have that kind of effect, even on younger women, it's a powerful thing. And it makes me want to do even more, you know. And brothers, you need to get with me and learn some of the things that I'm trying to teach you. So you can have women thinking about you like that, saying things about you like that. It's a beautiful thing when a woman talks about you like that. I mean, it puts a lot of energy into your heart as a man. It makes you feel good about yourself. It makes you feel that you are of use and you're doing what you're supposed to as a man. It gives you confirmation on being a man that you're getting it done, that you're coming across the right way, that they are receiving you the right way. You understand? And that's a powerful feeling, man. Just makes me want to do more. And that's what you brothers got to understand. You got to want to do more. See, it's easy for me because I love black women. I don't have a problem. A lot of you brothers got a problem because your minds are mixed up or you've gotten some bad info. You read too many pimp books and Mac books that done distorted your mind. You got to let all that go, brother. It's about loving your woman. That's what it's all about. That's what the creator put her here for. He put her here for you to love her, not to work against her, not to call her out of her name, not to be angry with her and get a group of men to build a hate group against her. That's not what she's here for. She's here to bring life into this world and for you to love. She's here for you to love someone and take away your loneliness and give you purpose. And for that, you should be grateful. You should always be loving to her. Shout out to Charlene and Remy. I love you too. And I really appreciate the kind words. Man, it makes me feel like a man even in my old age. It makes me just want to do more. When I hear women who are younger than me say things like that.
All right. Yeah. They said we tried. You're welcome. There's a lot of love. And Kendall said, I feel you, bro. This is our energy.
Exactly, Kendall. Did you see Kendall? Now you see what I'm talking about, brother? That's what it's all about. When you get black women responding like that, brother, that's when you're doing it right. That's what you want. You don't want them sitting up here talking about you like, you're a sissy, you weak. You don't want to hear that. You want to hear the respect, man. You see, they'll let you know if you're doing it right. They'll tell you. I told you before a long time ago, y'all not listening to me. Queens make kings. Only a woman can make you a king, brother. Can't no man make you a king. Only a woman can make you a king. See, you can't love no other man like you can love a woman. And because you can love a woman, that is how you become a king. When she accepts you and treats you like a king, that's when you become a king. Can't nobody make you a king but a woman. That's what I'm trying to teach you brothers, man. Y'all got bad information in your head. You need to get that shit out of your head. Listen to what I'm telling you. Start getting that junk out your mind. Start learning how to love your women. Start respecting your women. Start protecting your women. Start doing right by your women, and your life will change. It will change for the better. Try it. Don't take my word for it. Go out there and try it. And watch your life change for the better. And with that being said, we're getting ready to shut it down because my lovely co-host is sleeping. Dan, you got anything else to say before we shut it down?
No. All right. I see y'all.
Get the music queued up.
Yep, it's all queued up.
All right, everybody. We'll catch y'all sometime during ladies' night. I'm going to be going on hiatus for a while. So, again, thanks to the ladies for the kind words. I really appreciate it, and I love all y'all, too. Double love to Remy and Charlene and Auntie and all the ladies in the chat. Respect to my brothers, Kendall, Hassan, Burton, and the rest of the brothers in the chat. Respect to y'all. Holla at y'all sometime towards the end of the week. All right? Peace, power, and unity, everybody. Dave, get us on out of here.
Yeah, son. There's mad kids out there getting cream for the 9-5, bro. Yeah, and I've been doing this for a long time. Shoot the game going for mine.
Alright.
And this is the year when mad caps get peeled. So I'ma spark this lie and kick the reel.
Bang them out.
With all this chaos in the realms of the street, your local street dog got to make ends meet. The average Joe's far too slow for the ghetto pro. You better know, when I hit the streets, I like to glow, I like to glisten. And at the same time, stay low, listen, motherfuck the fame. I'm pursuing the dope. My stilo is symbolic to a kilo. Cash is popping, coke's cooking, beans copping. Ain't that some shit? A player that used to live in riches, now a sticky kid. Caught up in a ditch. In 94, Giuliani kicked down the door. In 95, niggas flip to stay alive. Peeling caps while I laugh. In the stats, the 4.5. Remy in the glass, spark the boom, then I blast. They wanna confine me, sneak up from behind me. Bust a cap in my back and put me where they can't find me. They hate to see a young player pay. I don't wanna see that, son. They rather see him spray. But I'm like Diddy, a Terminator, squeeze the lead off. Using verbs and nouns like rounds to blow your head off. Hitting up spots, heating up blocks. Investing in stocks like Colombian blow crops. I'm out to get cream and ain't no doubt in my mind. Fuck this broke shit, I'm hit, I get down for mine. I get down for mine. I get down for this. I get down for mine. I get down for this. On the regular shit, I get down for mine. I get down for this. I hear you wanna be a player. I ain't someplace you bet. Let's play a game of real nigga roulette. Witness a DOA as I spray the melee. Contact and punctuation is compared to AKs. You in a daze, overdose for pure funk. I'm fucking off like Tommy Gibb. The calmers a booty smoke. Decapitated rappers in my trunk. I'm sick, pumping skunk, bouncing with my click, popping mega jump. I'm getting back while these clowns be zigzagging. What's this talk about flipping keys? Come on, you nickel bagging. I'm blasting off wings and making doubters believe it. You see, I was packing heaters when jokers was banging cheerleaders. Ain't nothing changed, it's still the same in the rap game. I'm known for banging rookies out the frame. Y'all done forgot who was the pimp from the start. Sipping vintage wine, eating a la carte. I'm phenomenal from the abdominal. Far from comical lyrics and sticking the brains like barnacles. Never sweet. I'm bringing the drama to the streets with techniques and rolling in fleets. Ain't nothing sweet about the streets, so I'm poetically ill. I'm pure like cook up and lyrics shine like fish scale. I got the banger at your throat and you ain't showing no signs. K-Dep, let them know I get down for mine. I get down for mine. So we give it to the hands. And you wanna